Okay, here we are again. Back at it once more. With the 3 days off. Well, not 3 days off from streaming, 3 days off from school. Because I have today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And then I only have 5 more days worth of the summer class left. So I have next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the following Monday. And then the summer class is over, and I get to actually sleep for a little less than a week. And then I'm going right back to it because the fall semester begins, and then I have to do that for 15 weeks before I can finally sleep for an extended period of time. So that's great. No, but it should be fine because, like, I think I have my schedule because I can't get into the one class just yet because I'm taking the summer class. That's the prerequisite right now. But once I can get into it, I think I have it set up, my schedule, so that I can actually sleep in on Tuesdays and Thursdays because the classes won't be till the afternoons. So that should be somewhat nice anyway. Give me a little extra time to, if I have to go shopping for the week to get groceries, I can do that. It'll give me time to do other stuff, homework if I need to. So should be okay as long as I can get into the classes that I want to get into. But we'll see how it goes. All right, so here we go. Once more into the breach, where time is convoluted and the relations between times shift and obscure. Now, if only I could find a soapstone sign to have someone help me out with this mess. But I get the feeling we're going to be on our own for this one. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Chrono, the stream edition. Last time, well, we made our way to this place. We had to disperse the power of the mass immune. And it's evil. It's evil in this game. For reasons that I'm not 100% sure that the game explains within its actual gameplay. But, yeah, it's evil, so we had to disperse it with the Holy Sword Einlanzer, which Radius did, and now we're inside the Dead Sea, which is just a frozen body of water with a whole bunch of random technological BS thrown all over the place. And we are at the Tower of Geddon, but I realized after last time that I missed something. Excuse me. There was actually one treasure chest that could probably be seen. I swear I was mashing the button in that place where it is, but probably saw it on the footage last time. So this way, if I manage to do this, we will be able to go and grab it. I'm going to give Deluge, actually, to Sprig, because there is a doppelgang that I would like her to get, and it is Red Innate coming up. I mean, we have Torminator already, but this one will give her a little bit of variety in that department. But before we do anything else, let's head back to this tower. And we'll leave Sprig and Radius in the party, even though I was saying, oh yeah, well in the tower we better get our boss fighting party together. Actually, no, because there's the whole tower to get through, but once we get through the tower, then there will be a boss. So. But yeah, you might have been able to see this right here in the corner, barely perceptible, but there it is, an Earring of Light. So that is the upgrade to the gold earring that Sprig currently has, gives her a little bit more HP. You might be thinking, well, can't you equip more than one earring to give her even more HP? And the answer, unfortunately, is no. You can, Chrono Cross keeps a limit on certain types of accessories, so like if I tried to equip 2 hats, I can't do it. If I tried to equip, I guess I can equip 2 rings, so that's cool. But yeah, if I tried to equip 2 hats or helmets, I can't do it. If I try to equip more than 1 earring, can't do it, so I think there's one other type of item. It might be shoes, but I'm not 100% sure because I could swear there's only like a couple of pairs of shoes in the game, so I don't know if... And I don't really see the point if they were to do that because, I mean, I guess your evasion would be, like, higher, obviously, but I don't know. mean, I guess the 32% evasion isn't bad for her either, to be fair, but yeah, we'll leave Sprig the way that she is now. She's got what she'll need to be good to go. All right, so now that we have the Earring of Light for her, we can sell the gold earring once we get back, because we won't need that ever again. And then once we leave, we can head back to the tower and get started with that. The other AoE that I might end up using in the tower that's like an elemental spell that I would want to set would be Carnivore or Tornado, but Radius has already got that set, so we should be good to go there. So, all right, back in the tower we go. So this is the source, huh? Or at least, yeah, I was going to say this is where everything centralizes on. But what is it about this weird futuristic building that looks like it belongs in Final Fantasy VII that could cause all of this to happen? Does that say company up there? That's what it looks like. Can't make out the second word, though. Time paradox? That'd be my guess. But what do I know? I'm not a time traveler, I'm a dimension hopper in this game. Maybe if we ask Chrono and them, they'll be able to tell us. So there are some enemies around here. These ones here. Let's take a look at them. Because why not? What, did the mannequins that were on display come to life? Yes, as a matter of fact, they did, mannequins. So, if they have their right shoulder forward, then you don't want to attack them physically, because they will counterattack your physical attacks. So, wait for them to pose with their arm up instead, and then attack them physically. Now, if they have their arm up in a pose, they will counteract spells, but they will not counteract text. So, if you use each character's personal skills, each character's text on them, you should be able to deal AoE damage against them and get some good damage off. So, there you go. So, like, if they're hunched over like this, it's a little harder for them to put their shoulder forward, but yeah, see how this one moved now? So, you can now attack it physically and not get punished for it, so that is part of the plan. You have your arm forward, you have nothing going on, so... And now this one doesn't have its arm forward, so I'll take care of that. But yeah, this one, as you can see, these are all yellow elemental innate enemies, so... if we get Carnivore off, that should deal good damage to all of them. Although they'll counteract Carnivore if they're not going to get killed by it, so yeah, gotta keep that in mind. That being said, they give a large sum of money for defeating them, and they also sometimes drop Infernos, so we'll have even more Infernos available to us if we beat them all up. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll go see what we can do about that. Elevator down here, but we can't get up from it just yet, so... Oh, I thought that enemy that's up by that green window there was on level with me. They're not. They're up here instead. We'll go over that way in a second, actually. Let's go this way first, I think. Yeah, there's a treasure over there that we can go grab, but we'll go in here before we do that. Just make our way through the shopping mall district. Now, it's really hard to see this guy, but, well, first of all, there's this. Yeah, there's a duct that you can use as a one-way exit, but there's a dude sitting on the bench right here. And if you chat with him, he'll talk about missing the train. And he doesn't want to miss the train, so he'll leave to go to the train. Gotta let him slowly meander his way down through the terminal. Apparently this was a subway station or something at one point. That's what it looks like, since there's a train here. That's what that is, so... Oh, he's gone. Ah. He left me a present, though. Can I grab it? There we go. The station pass. So now I have a ticket so I can get on board the train so that Julius can take me to an alternate dimension and try to murder me. Or, wait, different game. Never mind. Alright, well, a Purify, I guess that's fine. Ooh, wrong way. Hey, 7Regen, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Dumb question, but is this remaster? Feels like there's old school menu options, but you forgot. I'm not sure, but this is the PS1 version, actually. So, I don't currently own the remaster, so I'm just playing the version I've got. So, there probably is some old school options, though, to make everything look nicer, but I don't think there's options in the remaster to change the character portraits to the old versions, unless you mod it. I think if you mod the PC version, you can do that, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I'd have to have actually played that version, and I have not, so there you go. But yeah, this is the PS1 version. So if you come over here, you can grab this medical book. It's a key item. It's actually used if you use Doc, or used Doc in your party before the split between Surge's party and Link's. You could give him, well, by the way, here's the art for the Einlanzer as well. And I think there's a couple other ones that we've seen here. Well, we can see the station pass. Fancy futuristic. Here's the crankshaft, the handle. Garai's keepsake mirror. A fiddler crab with a lapis lazuli claw, I would guess. And then here's the medical book. Yeah, they made a Grey's Anatomy reference in the game. And 25 years later, that show, as far as I'm aware, is still on the air. It's like a goddamn soap opera. I think my parents still watch it sometimes, but I don't know. I haven't seen it since like way long time ago. But yeah, so if you were using Doc, you can actually, the book being in your inventory, as far as I'm aware, you can have him read it, and then it gives him his level 7 tech. But we're gonna have to find Doc again before we can give that to him. So we gotta figure that part out first before we can do that part. So he's not around currently. So instead of that, we'll just hold on to it. If we see him again, then cool. If we don't, then we don't. I don't know what that pose does, actually. Oh, there we go. This one specifically does not counter physicals. I know that part for sure, so. Wow, 369 hits in a row. Man, are you down bad that badly, Lynx? Holy. I know you want to see Lena again, Surge, but she's not around either. I'll go to Radius's turn, why not? I think this is... So, is this both of the poses? I think that's a neutral pose, actually, right there. But yeah, as you'll see, they sort of switch over the course of the fight, so... okay. I was going to switch targets because I saw this one posing like this. Hopefully it didn't just put its shoulder forward. It did. Okay, well, it's fine. They don't deal a ton of damage anyway. It's not like I'm trying to avoid it because they're massively powerful or anything. I'm trying to avoid them countering my physicals because they just take 70 years to use their physical attacks, so that's why I'm trying to avoid it. Okay, well, I tried. Now Sprig, you go, because why not? Might as well, they're almost dead, so yeah. And Sprig actually has not passable HP now with the Earring of Light, but I mean, 265 isn't terrible. We can make do with it, you know. So, oh look, another Inferno. That's another thing about battling all those Mana Queens, is that they've still got it's a rare drop Inferno, but that still means they've got a pretty good chance of dropping it because there's so many of them, you know. So we'll have a bunch of Infernos by the time we're done. I won't even need that one at what was on Mount Pyre behind that volcanic lava rock that I can't get through. I do wonder if I can, like, manage to kill all of them with a carnivore or something. I'm gonna try it. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'll try anyway. Actually, I've got level 6, might as well use Tornado. Here you go, ladies! Have fun with the skydiving. Wow, that did one-shot them. Holy hell, Radius. That's pretty good. I mean, I know you're hitting on a weakness hit, but still. I guess, you know, honestly though, my Radius's magic is pretty good. 20 magic is kind of a lot at this point for... He's not really a magic character, he's really more of like a... He's kind of a jack of all trades, but a lot of his stats end up being not quite as good as other characters that specialize, which I guess is, you know, what a jack of all trades really does, but... Yeah, no, that's a strong hit. I'll take that. The way that we need to go is to the left, so instead we will go to the right. And I'm going to fight all of these Mana Queens just because they give a good chunk of money. And we're going to be... Once we get out of here, we can actually, as soon as we leave, forge stone weapons. So I'm going to do that, and we will go from there. So. Alright, let's do it again. Worked last time. See if it works this time. I don't know how much HP these guys have, but evidently it's less than 250. Because off they go. Less than 249. Judging by what I just saw. I don't know if that was the lowest amount, but that was the lowest amount that I saw. So. And I guess we skip one screen when we do that because we don't have to heal afterwards, because we just flat out kill them, so... Go Old Man Radius, beating the sin out of these yellow innate characters that we're fighting. By this point, you should have so much mithril that if you wanted to make any weapons with mithril, you can very easily do so. And if you're like, well, I can't do it right now because I don't want to go back out of this place, don't worry about it, because pretty soon there is, in fact, a save point that you can use. So I don't know what the point of this part is, I guess, right here, but I do know what the point of this is. So the only place that this elevator actually, like, comes out at is on the first floor. And there's a treasure on top of it, so let's bring it down to the first floor and we'll go grab it. And inside is a trashy tiara. Well, I can't sell that for 75,000 gold. What a ripoff. No, but actually, if you disassemble it, it gives you a bunch of like basic components that you'd normally have to trade for elements or get off of enemies, so it's not bad. It just isn't really good for, you know, it's not as good as the golden tiara would be in terms of money, so. Some kind of theater area? That's what it looks like. What's with the ghosts? They're moving at 15 FPS. Excuse me. I mean, I sense these weird ghosts that are next to us, but... There's another ghost over there. She's smaller than the other ones, and I could swear that she seems familiar from somewhere. I mean, I'm seeing ghosts. Something tells me I'm not all right. No? Well, now that means I'm just hallucinating. Alright, so it is at this point that we can grab another one of the doppelgangs that I want to grab for Sprig by fighting these ghosts. That being said, these ghosts are not like the Mana Queens. You do fight them in pairs of 4, and they do give a lot of money when you beat them, but... Mary Jaina? I'm sure you do, Mary Jaina. It had to be the first one, didn't it? So you're hearing all of these spells that they can use. The first one had Black Rain, that one had Fireball. Apparently this young lady was in a beauty pageant despite being 10 years old. Who would do that to them? So you saw all of the spells that they just said. So now, you fight them, they tell you the spells that they're going to use, and then they instantly cast them, all 4 of them in a row on your party. So that's why I don't usually fight these ones too much, because it takes 7 billion years for them to stop this. You could fight them, they give, I mean, a group of 4 gives about 2,000 gold apiece, but... I mean, by the time I'm done killing one of these packs, I could have killed 2 packs of Mana Queens, so... Oh, we actually got a turn in before the other one cast its spell. Okay, interesting. Well, anyway, so Tragedienne, or Tragedienne, I don't know. I'm not French. Yeah, I was gonna say, Sprig, we're gonna need to get you to level 6, so I guess we'll just soften a couple of people up and then go from there. 1, 2, and then how about I do a recover all? And now Sprig just needs to get 2 hits off, and then she can use Deluge, and ideally she'll kill all of them. Alright, and then Deluge +1. They're all red innate as far as I'm aware, so this will probably deal heavy damage. As long as Sprig kills one of them, that's the important part, so. I don't think she killed any of them. No, she did not. Okay, well, since that's the case, let's defend for a minute so that she can get her stuff off. This one cast its Black Rain that it was going to use, which is probably going to status somebody. But that's fine. If it happens, it happens. And then I think after they do their spell that they said they were going to do for the beauty pageant, that's the end of it. I don't think they cast any more spells after that, so I think they just attack you physically. Now it's just a matter of cutting them down, and then Sprig can add... Again, as long as she kills one of them, she can add them to her list of doppelgangs, so that's the important part. You know, if she ever manages to kill one of them, without them interrupting her. I mean, you're slumped over. How much HP could you possibly have? There. Okay, so that's been added now to Sprig's doppelgang list, so now... all we gotta do is survive the fight, so that's what we'll do. Just slowly cull our way through the rest of them. I wonder if a glide hook will finish. Probably. Yeah, maybe. It depends on... she's not slumped over, so we'll see. Yep, sure did. Alright. So we got another doppelgang for the list for Sprig. This one's not great, but I mean, it can use Volcano, Tornado, and Black Hole. It has all 3 spells in its list of spells for that are available for it to use. It also has Cure Plus, so not a bad one for Sprig to have. I think they can also rarely drop a Deluge for you. But we've already got one, so if we need a Deluge drop, I could just cast it on Couscous instead. I think we go left first. I think, yeah. Yes, we do. So we go up here, grab the treasure, and then we go from there. Maybe we'll fight all the tragedy ends in this room. I mean, there's 3 total groups, I think, and then that's it. But they just take a long time to do what they need to do, you know. I mean, I guess it's fine. It's not like I'm in a hurry. Hell, if I slow down a little bit, we might actually get to the point where it's not like I stop right before a good part starts. Like, that's been the case, really, between, you know, in the past few episodes, is we've kind of stopped just short of doing, like, a big story bit, you know? But, yeah. Oh, nice. You do that, Richard. You know, it's funny that they have a person like Richard in this beauty contest, and then in a little bit they have another dress item that you can pick up. And it has a reference to cross-dressing in it, but none of your male characters in the game can cross-dress, so I'm not sure why. I mean, maybe they're just putting it in there because Richard is a few screens away. I don't know. Well, that's going to blue the whole field, so that Aqua Beam is probably... well, it's a level 1 spell, so it probably won't. Nope, never mind, she fireballed first. We're good. Yeah, we'll just weather the lava. It's fine. Don't have any red innates here, so... it's too bad. If they had used another red elemental spell, I probably could have taken advantage of it, and... well, I don't have the summon just yet for red, but I could have potentially taken advantage of it, so... alright, we got up to level 5. Feral Cat's a go-go. I was gonna say, I don't think I killed any of them. I did not. This one is slumped over, but... No interrupt? Good. Deluge them! Now we can guarantee that we got the Tragedy End in there. Although I now need to heal, but that's fine. I can do that after this. It's not like I'm hurting for tablets or capsules or nostrums or anything like that. Oh, there we go. A couple more deluges for us. So, good. And I guess I could have, you know, actually clicked the button that said heal with consumables so I wouldn't have to go into the menu and do it myself, but I don't know. I'm just... The muscle memory, when you just sort of never click that option, the muscle memory just kicks in and prevents you from doing it, you know? So. Oh, there's a Cure Plus of our own. That's cool. Nothing in the well, it's just a well. Nothing in the tree stump, it's just a tree stump. And this is also just a prop sword, but it's a prop sword with a purpose because you can actually, if you got Pierre as a guide earlier in the game, you can actually show him this, and then he will, I think it teaches him his level 7 tech. I don't think it's the, whatchamacallit. It also looks an awful lot like the Master Sword. But I think this just teaches him his level 7 tech, basically, so. I think that's it so far for our key items. There's a full list of, like, the pictures of the key items over on the RPG Shrine page for this game. So if you want to take a look at them, there you go, you can do that. Was there a chest over here? That's not a chest. Oh, there is one. Behind this entry group. Alright, let's see what they've got. I don't think they overlap names. I think there's just like 12 contestants total. And you see all of them from doing this. Although I think I've seen Renata before. Why did they do that? I like to suck. Blood. Oh, okay, thanks. That's great. You do that, but somewhere else, please. Well, we haven't gotten one so far that, although I'm probably about to get it now that I'm going to say that. Well, okay, there's a stronger spell. I guess we got one strong spell per battle, but we haven't gotten any that tried to use Black Hole on us yet, so. I forget if Black Hole has a chance to inflict instant death. I don't think so, but, well. If it does, we won't really get to see it now because I'm not planning on using it, and actually this tornado probably won't do a terrible amount of damage because I have 2 green innates in the party, so that should help a little. Yeah, there you go. See? Not bad. Alright, so now, I think this is the one that said she was going to suck blood, so let's see if we can, oh, okay. I was going to say, see if we can get rid of her before we go from there, but I'll just soften them up since I can't use feral cats. And then we'll go from there. No interrupt, good. Have a deluge. I don't think I'm going to need to switch around my elements for the boss fight either. I think we should be able to get by with just what we've got here, so. Alright, let's mop them up. There we go. I guess this maximizes our chances, though, of potentially getting extra deluges, which would help, because then I don't have to get them for myself. So now Inferno and Deluge are pretty much taken care of. Carnivore we can get more of later. I'm not really worried about that part. And Earthquake we can get more of later as well, with Centarpedes and stuff, so. I think those become stealable from certain enemies, so we can probably figure that out once we can steal them. We don't have anybody to steal just yet, but that will change soon enough. So, all right, what the hell is happening in this room? What a mess. Looks like a reactor after Avalanche blows it up. Oh good, another child ghost. She's trying to lead me somewhere, it looks like. Looks like some kind of a turbine? I don't know. Well, something tells me we're not exactly meant to understand exactly what's going on in here, but we can go up this ladder to see what the child ghost was trying to lead me to. It's not the exit, but it is a chest if I remember correctly. Kind of hidden up here, but there it is. A seal all tech. So, black innate character can use that, and as far as I'm aware, all spells for both party and enemies are completely sealed once you use it. It's not always, it's gotta be around here somewhere. I don't know where, I'm just mashing, there we go. Hidden chest, or hidden item. Yeah, I don't think it affects text, though. I think you can still use text, just like with the anti-spells, if I remember correctly. So, or... No, I was gonna say magic negate, but that's not true. Magic negate actually does block all that stuff. So, hold on. Let me out of here, Scoob. There. Alright, almost there. Now, what do you suppose all that is? Well, those look like Acacia Dragoons. Oh. I was gonna say, the Acacia Dragoons. But it's not just them. I don't know, but they don't look so good. Also, there's another ghost in the middle of all of them. Well, I guess we're gonna have to get to the bottom of all of this, but first, let's go over here. This one's tricky to find, but I do remember it, so... There's a Diminish over here. So if you left your Diminish at home, or you just didn't buy one when you were, you know, in the other places where you could buy it, you can just slot that one in. And I would highly recommend having Diminish available in your slots very shortly, because once we go through that portal, things are gonna get trickier. So, well, still seeing stuff. Different child, but you know. Yeah, I guess we're not gonna figure out what the heck happened here unless we go through the portal, so let's go through. Yeah, so Karsh, Zoa, Marcy, Glenn. I think Viper and Riddell were in there somewhere. Some other Dragoons. Kind of hard to see them on the background, but you know. Good question. See, and I kind of like having Sprig here for this part because she lived in the temporal vortex. So out of any character that would know what they're talking about in terms of dimensional instability, she would probably be the only one. Maybe Harley, but I don't know. I feel like Sprig is probably the authority on this one. So what is that supposed to mean? I guess we can leave if we need to then, but I think before we leave it might be better to keep going. No, not yet. What's an Enertron? Full night's sleep in a few seconds? Sounds awesome! Yeah, they kept the Enertron from Chrono Trigger. I don't like it as much in this game though, but I'll show you why. Here, watch. So you get into it. Right. And it does what it does in Chrono Trigger. It restores your HP, removes any status abnormalities you have on, gives you victory music, but you're just as hungry as you were before. So they kept that part of it, but I'm not a big fan of it in this one because of how not immediate it feels to the player specifically. And this is going to sound an awful lot like a nitpick, but I'm just going to talk about it for a minute just for the hell of it. So the Enertron in Chrono Trigger, get a full night's sleep in a few seconds. You got that effect immediately as the player and as the character when you walked in, because you walk in, click, click, healing noise, click, lets you out, and then, you know, status restored, HP restored, but you're still hungry. But that took like 5 seconds. In, out, done. The Enertron in this game, do you want to rest in the Enertron? Yes. So then the characters have to slowly shamble their way in. They wait a second while the Enertron loads. Click, click. There's a healing sound. Click. They step out one at a time. They step back towards each other. They all fan out like they normally do so that they can stand behind Surge and the party. Then you get the victory theme. Then you get the But You're Still Hungry. The amount of time it takes to do all of that stuff is longer than the inns take to rest at in this game. Now, for the characters, it's fine, because in-universe, they're resting at the inn. It takes them, 6 or 7, 8 hours, however long they rest at the inn for. But for the player, it feels like it takes longer to use the Enertron than it does to use an inn, which doesn't really add to the immediacy of its effect as much. So I feel like they missed the ball with that one. It's a small thing, though. I'm putting all of this out there just to say that it's a small thing, because it really is. Like, that is a nitpick, and I will freely admit that it's a nitpick. It's something I noticed, because it's this sort of little teeny tiny attention to detail thing that would have been appreciated otherwise, but it's not there, so I guess, you just deal with it. All right, so we got whiteouts equipped. Don't really need anything else, I don't think. We can leave Deluge where it is. Excuse me. And then as long as we have Diminish, we should be good. I might not even need these turn blacks, honestly, because, excuse me, with Sprig here and Surge, we can just, have Sprig doppelgang into White Knight in the next fight, and then we'll be fine, so. And there is, in fact, a fight coming up, so if you want to do anything else here in the Dead Sea, I would highly, highly recommend that you do it before you go to the next fight. Because once you go there, it's going to be hard to go back. I'll just say that much. So definitely make a save before you head up in this direction. As I say, this also feels a little familiar here, but at the same time, now it kind of doesn't. It's like the circle seems familiar, but maybe not. Well, there's the screwy dress I was talking about before. And if you look at it as an item, here, I'll show you so you can see the item description for it. Or for the closet crossdresser. ... question mark. Again, no male character that you receive or, anybody else except for the female characters can equip it, so I'm not even sure why they would reference that, but whatever. Well, here are the ghosts. Yeah, all three of them look pretty familiar, but can't quite put my finger on what it is. The lighting is a little wonky, so it's hard to see all three of them. The one ghost looked like he had red hair, though. That's not very common. Like, not red hair like auburn or like an off brown, like red. So, Oh, now they're in the correct lighting. Now I can see them. And now I know why they felt so familiar. Chrono Cross is about to get on my bad side. Because if you go up here, well, if you look at the plaque, this might look familiar to some, but if it doesn't, this is Nadia's bell, the bell that was commissioned once Marley, Chrono, and Luca came back from their mission in Chrono Trigger. May our prayers for peace ring on for eternity. But what's it doing here? It's still in Guardia, to be clear, but it's here too. No, it's in Guardia. Trust me when I tell you, that part of the world has not been affected. What do you mean? What do you mean for nothing? I watched the ending to Chrono Trigger. That was not nothing, Luca. What are you talking about? They were saved. I watched the ending. It showed them being saved. Do you not remember the part where we sailed through the skies on the Epoch and we saw the good future? We saw Robo sitting on a grassy hill with his girlfriend? That means they were saved, Luca. What are you talking about? It wasn't going to be saved. You three saved it. What are you saying? How could it be my fault? I live in a fishing village. How could it be my fault? Well, Chrono Cross is pulling a mean trick, as you'll see in a minute. Oh, you guys can see them now too. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Uh-huh. And who are you supposed to be? You look a little familiar too, but Time crash? What's a time crash? What do you mean? Wait, so, like, Lena's dad, Miguel? I thought you went missing. Well, I guess we found you, but what are you doing out here? You mean the storm where my dad took me to get healed? So you must have went with him. And what they found was a little more than what Miguel was hoping to find, I think. This is an announcement for the filthy animals in the lobby. Either get the hell out or bring me the child. Yeah, I don't think you want that. You're not going to be able to fight. You need to use both arms to carry him. Unless you're pretty good at kicking. I don't know if this is anything anybody else feels, but Miguel just feels like an NPC that was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and now he's like a main character. So you've been stuck in this frozen time space for 14 years? Well, I mean, I would hope so. I wouldn't think you would have done it. So why were you in there for the 4 years in between, though? Like, why didn't you come home after I got healed? Because there's a 4-year gap where you voluntarily stayed here, right? Why would you do that? Well, Chrono Cross is done explaining itself. It was going to tell you what was going on, but now, instead of telling you what's going on, Miguel is going to espouse nihilistic philosophical bullshit at you for the next several dialogue boxes that do very little to add to the expose that the game was just giving you in terms of what was happening. And I hate that. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what a time crash is, but if time crashed, that would kind of imply that it doesn't work, right? I don't think I'd call this place a fairy tale. It's more like a nightmare. Can you stop making random Latin word jargon and start explaining the game's plot to me again? Because you were doing a good job a minute ago. What do you mean? Right. Okay, so are you talking string theory? Is that the time device that you guys are using? No, that's just a different string. If it's string theory, you just go to a different string. That other string still exists, you just can't get back to it. How? I mean, we saw it, I guess. Those computers were from 1,300 years in the future, but yeah, that's what I want to know. What do you mean? Like the save points? Oh god, the save points are evil! How? How is that possible? No, I'd like to know why it exists and why the ghosts were calling me the reason why it exists. What happened? Struggle alone? Miguel, really? Like, look behind me. Look around me. This game has so many recruitable characters, I might as well be raising an army. I can never be alone if I want to. What do you mean? Well, I'd like to get back to another world. Draggy needs Eagle Eye, you see, and I can't get it for him unless I go to the shop in Marble in the other world. I love how at this moment that's exactly my one and only reason for wanting to go back there. How do you know that? Have you tried to, like, kill yourself in the past and it, like, caused this place to glitch out or something? Like, how would you know that you're not a divergence catalyst, Miguel? Okay. Here he goes again. Well, why do you want to put up a fight? You have a daughter in the world outside. Don't you want to see her again? Fine. I'll make this quick. I won't make this quick. A lot of people consider this to be one of the hardest boss fights in the game, if not the hardest. And trust me when I tell you, he doesn't look like it, but don't take him lightly. He's something. Well, I might make him look slightly easier than he actually is, but the first thing we're gonna do, he's white innate, so just like with Garai, we want to get Diminish up, so that's what we're gonna do. He's also racist, so that's great. I think Radius... No, actually, I mean, I guess Surge has Glide Hook and stuff, but I was gonna say, I think Radius is the only one that has any, like, actually usable black elements on him, so that's why he just specifically targeted him there, but I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Have a Diminish, friend. Alright, so then... because he's white innate, we don't need to get turn black up, especially since Radius can't, since he's got anti-black on him. So let's just build element power. We'll Eagle Eye up Surge. And then we'll go from there. Okay, good, he didn't interrupt me. And there we go. So then all we gotta do is get Sprig transformed, and we should be okay from there. So... he's powering himself up, so he's very resistant to magic damage because his magic defense is already pretty high, and he gives himself strong-minded. But on his next turn, he will be less of a... he will be less merciful, I guess, would be the right word, so... excuse me. Just gonna pop him with a couple level 3s. And then let's go here. I want to see if I can cast Imbecile on him. My original plan was to become the very thing I vowed to destroy by throwing anti-white on Surge, well, Lynx in this case, and just cast it on him, but it doesn't work. As far as I'm aware, he's immune, so... I tried it, trust me. So let's just get Imbecile up on him to reduce his magic damage, because he's going to reduce my magic defense with Weak-Minded, and then immediately go for Holy Dragon Sword! I don't know where he got that from, but that was half my HP, and that was with Diminish up. Can you imagine that without Diminish? Like, oh my lord. Alright, so we got Diminish up already. Speaking of which, so now let's just doppelgang into White Knight. Yeah, so there's Tragedy End there, so then we know it's in the list. I guess I could get up like Lagoonate or something, but I can't turn black anybody else, so we'll just get White Knight. I guess I could have gone Tragedy End so I could heal a little bit, but yeah, it's fine. Okay, so Radius, you've already got a good chunk of element power, but we need you to build a little bit so that way we can give everybody else a chance to build theirs back up. There we go. And then I want to use my green healing elements because using the white healing elements will literally only make him stronger because it will continue to make the field white elements, so... even if you don't have, like, even if you have Diminish up, it might be worth it to cast something other than... Okay, well, I guess he's casting a black element spell, so that's cool. It's supposed to make Radius weak to this, but I don't think it works like that. Because that wasn't weakness hit damage. I feel like they just made a programming error with the turn spells, because I could swear that that was supposed to do more damage, but it didn't, so... Oh, and by the way, also that healing spell that I used to get Surge back to full HP, it actually dealt damage to Sprig. Not because it actually dealt any damage to her, but because if you heal yourself while the Earring of Light or any other earring is active, it will just reset your HP to 100%, so... It might not be very worth it to do that if you're trying to do this the right way. So, well, either way, let's rip a hole in his HP bar now. He's got about 2,000 HP, so once he goes into status critical, we're going to want to try to get Imbecile back up on him, although I don't think I'll be able to now that he got that up, so, oh well. We'll just rip into him. Yeah, now he's in critical, so... Because he'll use Meteor Shower and then immediately use Holy Light after using that. So we're going to want to heal after this. Just to get ourselves back up. Because the field is fully white, and we do not want to take a Holy Light at a fully white field. That would not be good. I'm just going to go straight to there and then use a green element. So let's get this heal all specifically. To push that off the field. I might even Glide Hook if I can get it off. Or maybe I'll just have White Knight, because I think you're fatigued, right? Yeah, so maybe I'll just have you attack once. Hopefully he doesn't interrupt me here. He doesn't, okay. And then we can... I guess I'll get Rage up. Just to push some more white off the field. And that way, Lynx can kind of rip a hole in him after Holy Light. You could trap this as well if you have another Holy Light trap, but I don't, so... We also grabbed another Holy Light from the station, so that helps a little bit, too. I would not recommend having Sprig be in a, like an airframe or something like that when he does Holy Light, because as far as I'm aware, if she is, that will instantly kill her, and we don't want that, so... Alright, well, we're all fatigued now. I could heal it, but... the fight's almost over. So... And that's it. Just like that. If that's the most difficulty Chrono Cross can put up, then I get the feeling we're going to have an easy time from here, honestly. But there's a 26 star level. We got Strength and Magic for Surge. Sprig got a great level. That's good. And Radius also got a pretty great level. He didn't get any Strength, but he already has pretty high Strength. I mean, 30 Strength at this point is pretty good. Sprig's almost got as much as he does, but that's fine, you know. He's doing pretty good. That's the important part. So, and there's another Dreamer's Scarf. So if you want it, or if you haven't won the one from the Grand Slam yet, this would be your first time to get it. You just had to put up a struggle like this. I mean, I understand you're trying to get the dimensional distortion fixed, but like, again, you have a daughter out there. You don't want to see her again? Wait, what do you mean? Fate. You were saying fate before, like the proper noun. Now you're screaming it at me. What's the difference, man? How is that possible? So now they're going to give you a quick plot summary of Chrono Trigger, basically, to kind of try to justify something that I think is incredibly mean-spirited, to the point of being basically toxic on Chrono Cross's part, but we'll talk about that once they get there. Hold on. I gotta hold off for 10 seconds before I get back on my soapbox and start the tirade. Yeah, we saw that on the monitor back in the city ruins. Right. Destroyed the whole world. So, are those the young heroes that we saw that were ghosts just now? Well, yeah, that seems pretty heroic of them to do. Seems like a pretty cool game. They decided to defy fate and save the world by traveling through time multiple times. Seems like a fun, lighthearted story that doesn't take itself too seriously. But Chrono Cross doesn't want Chrono Trigger to have a lighthearted story that doesn't take itself too seriously. Chrono Cross wants Chrono Trigger to take itself very seriously, because Chrono Cross is about to invent a problem with Chrono Trigger's story and then blame Chrono Trigger for it. It's retconning something. Right now. It's in motion. Are you ready for this? Are you fucking ready for this? Yeah, you're right. They changed the course of history. They saved the world. They created a better future. We saw it. It was shown to us in the ending of Chrono Trigger. It was interspersed into the credits when they traveled to different ages in the epoch. I remember it. Well, I don't see how that's a problem, Luca Ghost. Are you going to explain yourself, or are you just going to BS about this philosophical nonsense again? How? Why would it? That doesn't make any sense. There was nothing in Chrono Trigger's time travel that said that that could possibly happen. Why? What vengeance? You didn't kill a future, you saved it. It's not like the people there died and then the planet festered with their energy or something. They were saved. What are you talking about? You're not going to explain yourself, are you? You always push right up to the edge of explaining yourself, don't you, Chrono Cross? And then you stop dead to talk at me about philosophies that you don't understand. No, but seriously, why is the future trying to kill all of us now? It was saved. If the worst thing that could have happened is that now we're on a different string where the future is good, why are Chrono and his friends to blame for whatever's happening here? Okay, out of character, that line is pretty hard. I mean, it would be if it wasn't for the fact that Chrono's ghost was saying it. But, hello, Cole. We're in that part where the game, I said it a minute ago, where the game invents a problem that Chrono Trigger didn't have and then blames Chrono Trigger for the problem that Chrono Cross came up with. Okay, well, at least he's starting to explain something that is somewhat relevant. It's just a tangent from what he was just explaining. Again, they're getting right up to the edge of explaining everything to the point where you can understand it, and then they stop dead to talk about something else, So, I'm gonna guess that Lynx convinced them 3 years ago in this timeline. They came here, and then... Well, instead of getting the frozen flame, they were frozen, but not flamed. Okay. And as if to, you know, continue to reinforce the fact that this game will never fully explain itself, now the time stream here is collapsing. That's what the earthquake is all about. Well, are we its enemies, or... I don't even know who this Fate is. Whoever they are, they're controlling this whole game, though. Oh, damn it. What am I supposed to tell Lena? Guys, he said immediately. We should probably leave? Alright, who's talking to me now? That's not love, actually. That's tsundere relationship. That's not good. Alright, I'm getting out of here. So I'm the chosen one, then. Alright, then. What in the hell am I gonna tell Lena? So, I need to make this clear. He told me to kill him, Then he exposited for 10 minutes while bleeding out on the floor without fully explaining anything about this game's story. And then he died. Well, not with that attitude, we won't. Ah, our ride is here. Grab hold! I was gonna say, Radius, did you cast Tornado on your way out? No, that's not a tornado. Okay, Jesus. Just, you know, bring up the tectonic plates while you're at it or something. Okay, this is going to end very poorly. Looney Tunes Dynamite sound effect. Wow, whoever this fate thing is pretty serious about defeating us. It's willing to create an explosion like that. I kind of wish they didn't do the weird flashing light thing there. I kind of wish it just, like, sucked all of the color into itself and then faded the screen to black in the process of sucking. It would imply that the time stream just collapsed in on itself a little bit, you know? But it is what it is. Thanks for the ride, big guy. What? Witness what? So you must have heard him talking about how I'm chosen by this flame, then. What is that supposed to mean? Alright, now listen. In this case, him talking in riddles makes sense at least, because he's an ancient dragon. Like, they all talk in riddles. Okay, that's a little bit less of a riddle, thank you. He must have heard me. That is the plan, I guess. And now we have our new mission, and probably my favorite part of the game, actually. We get to go fight, well, fight or talk to, all of the dragon gods, all 6 of them, scattered throughout both worlds. Only once we have all 6 of their blessings can we actually go and confront this Fate character. And I like this part because you can actually fight them in any order you want, as long as you fight the Sky Dragon last. So, all the rest of them, fight them however you want. I'm going to fight them in a specific order. It's going to feel like a bit of an arbitrary order at first, but I'm going to fight them in a specific order and it'll make more sense later. Well, I mean, at this point, I get the feeling we're going to have to go to both worlds in order to get the blessings of all the dragons, so. Alright. But now that we're done in the Dead Sea, first of all, the Dead Sea is now gone. You can no longer get... Well, I think you can get into it, but I don't think there's anything left of it. I mean, look, like, it's just a bunch of islands now. So. But, yeah, so if you missed anything over there, it's gone now. So make sure that you, if you made a save before confronting Miguel, make sure that you take care of that before you leave, so. And I'm just gonna go double check and see. Yeah, so here's the ruins of the Dead Sea. Because apparently, despite the fact... There's a fate distortion here. You know, I've actually never been back in here afterwards, so I'm not really sure what these are all about. I guess we can look. A wormhole to what? Oh, okay. Yeah, this wormhole doesn't react to the astral amulet, and neither do the other two, for that matter, if I would have to guess, so... Guess we won't be doing anything with that anytime soon. But yeah, so there's nothing left in there for you to have at this point, so... let me see, what else do we want to do now? There's a few things we can go do, actually, because our next objective is to go to Opasa Beach here so that we can go back to the other world. But before we go there, there's actually a few things that I want to do. Because at the moment, if I remember correctly, Draggy actually has a level 7 tech slot that we can use. I don't know if anybody else does. Surge might, now that we got the 26th star level. Let's see, 2, 3, 4... Yes, he does. 6 and 7. So this 7th slot is actually kind of important because the 7th slot is the only place that you can put a trap for the summons that are available in the game. And specifically, I want to say these are the level 7 summons. There are higher level 7 summons than level 7 summons, level 8 summons, but we don't have access to level 8 just yet, so we can't even get those. That being said, the level 8 summons are given to you automatically by the story. Take one guess where they come from. But we can get other summons that will allow us to get all the shiny gear that we need in order, the shiny materials that we need in order to make prism equipment later on in the game. So that, I think we're going to make that an order of business now, is we're going to go and try to grab, okay, I don't need this anymore. We're going to go try and grab the summons that are available here in Homeworld. And there's one other thing I'd like to do while we're here in Homeworld as well, so we're going to go do that too. And then we'll go from there. We've got a second diminish if we need it, so you can keep that sprig. And that, I think everything else except for that is fine to take off. Excuse me, I think I can put a Purify here, but yeah, it's okay. I'll look at my... Oh yeah, I think I can also stick a Carnivore here. And I guess a Free Fall as well, since I've got the extra one. Although, do I need it for anything right now? No, not really. Okay, and actually Radius has a level 7 slot as well, but we're going to stick him out of the party. We're going to put Draggy in, so do I need to grab anything from any of you? I don't think so. No, I think you guys can all keep all of your stuff, but let's bring Draggy and Norris in. Oh, and before I forget as well, if we use the Smith Spirit now that we're done in the Dead Sea, well, Zappa's had a little bit of time to actually take a look at the Denaturite that we got, and now he can forge stone weapons for us. And stone weapons are real nice. Specifically, the Stone Swallow is the one that I want to grab right now, so we're going to grab that. They do cost a bit of money to make. They're very expensive by comparison to what we had before, but they're pretty good weapons. They're the second best weapons available in the game, unless there's certain weapons that are available that are a little stronger than them. One of them is available right now, but we'll worry about that in a little bit. For now, just want to make the Stone Swallow. And it might be, something that we would think of, okay, so should we make, stone staves and all that other stuff for everybody else? And the stone staff is actually a really good deal. It's only 2,660 gold to make, so really not that much to make. But we only have 5 Denaturite right now, so I think I'm going to hold off. And I wouldn't make a Denaturite gun either, by the way, even if you don't mind using the extra. I wouldn't make this one because we're going to get a gun pretty soon that's better than that. The Pebble Pick might be an idea because Irens is someone that I might actually use in the party shortly. A Stone Axe might not be a bad idea either. There's a few situations in the next little section of Chrono Cross where it's not that you're forced to use certain characters, but it is that certain side characters have, more relevance to the event than anybody else does, so it's probably worth it to do that. You can also make a silicon saucepan now if you really want to, but again, no Lena and no Matcha and no other person who can take advantage of it, so I wouldn't do that. Could make a granite glove for Draggy. Out of all of them, that one would probably be the only one that I would say, yeah, maybe a good idea to do, but we'll eventually get enough Denaturite to be able to make a whole bunch of this stuff too. That being said, I think it is a good idea right now. We can make stone vests as well, but I'm going to hold off on those too. But I think it is a good idea right now to start making some stone helmets, because stone helmets are actually, for me, going to be the final upgrade for the helmet slot for everybody in the game. So I think I might make 3 of these. Yeah, we'll make a bunch of them. I'd like to make 5 eventually total for each of the 5 characters that we're going to use, but for now, we can just make... Well, if we make 4, we can equip 1 on Lynx, 1 on Radius, 1 on Draggy, and 1 on Norris. And then Sprig won't get one yet, but if she's transforming, then I don't think she really needs it as badly. And we'll get another Denaturite soon enough, I'm sure. I gotta imagine there's some just hanging around somewhere. I know there's one if we were to disassemble the Screwy dress, but it's worth a decent amount of money if we don't disassemble it, so I'm actually gonna just sell it to try to recoup some of the costs of what we just used to make that stuff. But yeah, I would eventually upgrade stone weapons and stone helmets. I think that's a good idea. The stone vests are also a pretty good investment, but I don't know, I might hold off on those, honestly. I'm gonna have to figure that out because I think the next section of the game is doable with mithril vests, but I'm gonna have to see that as we go, and we'll make that decision once we're there. So either way, so let's go see what we can sell here. We can sell that. I should probably also, I don't think we need the silver swallow in terms of like its materials, so probably sell that. We can sell that, but yeah, the screwy dress sells for almost 8,000 gold, so it's probably a good idea. We could, again, disassemble it for some stuff, but I'd rather sell it for the extra cash, so there we go. Don't need Kung Fu shoes, I don't think. Well, let me see what they disassemble into first before we do anything else. Yeah, that doesn't disassemble into anything that I need, so we'll just sell that once we get there. And then those are all equipped. That doesn't sell for any or disassemble to anything. We need the resistance belt. We only need one of them, so I can sell one of them. Don't need the stamina ring. The stuff from the stamina ring, gold earring. But yeah, here's the trashy tiara that I was talking about. I don't think it sells for very much. Let's see. Well, I guess it sells for 660. That's not bad, but yeah, we're gonna disassemble it for the extra little bits of materials that are here and there, because as you can see, it gives you one of everything, so not a bad idea. I mean, we've got a good chunk of that other stuff anyway, but I might as well do it, so that's what it's mainly used for, so we might as well just do it for that. Dreamer's Scarf can be sold, and then we'll unequip the, mithril helmets, and we'll go from there, I think. So yeah, let's do some unequipping and re-equipping, and then we'll just sell a bunch of stuff, and we'll go from there. Alright, so you get the Stone Swallow. If you want to, you don't have to upgrade from the Silver Swallow just yet, because pretty soon there's actually a super boss fight that you can do. Not yet, but in about an hour and a half's worth of gameplay in terms of the main story, there's a super boss fight that unlocks by doing a few little side questy things, where you can actually get a really, really good endgame weapon for Surge, but I'm probably not going to be doing that one for quite a while. I probably won't do it until, like, way later than people, like, when it first becomes available, so. Because I just don't really need it, you know. Stone weapons are pretty good for a little while, and having that in stone helmets should help quite a bit. It only gives you a minor bonus to your defense compared to the mithril helmet, though, so I wouldn't be like, yeah, no, it's super important that you get that. It's not that important. But there you go. Alright, so Sprig, you can hold on to what you've got. You can hold on to what you've got. Stone helmet. And then we don't need to upgrade your helmets or anybody else's helmets again, because we've got the helmets that we need. So this slot is done for the rest of the game. I just need to eventually get one more helmet for Lena. And then we're good with stone stuff, other than, like, you know, getting the stone weapons that I'll eventually want to get. It's not that it'll become less expensive to make them later, it's just that we'll get so much more denaturite without having to go steal it or, you know, anything like that, or trying to get it from chests or anything, that it'll be a lot easier to justify making stuff with it, you know. So, but I think that's good. Whoa, there we go. Let's teleport Draggy and Norris back into the party, and then we will go do... See, we didn't front-load the side quest this time. We finished up the plot stuff in the Dead Sea, and now we're going to go do the side quests. I'm such a shitter. Oh, boy. Making this so much more difficult than it has to be. Alright, so first place we want to go... Well, first place I want to go is go turn on my air conditioner, so let me do that, and then I'll be right back. Enjoy Draggy flying around while I go do that. Alright, it will cool off slightly in here now, which is good for me, because it was very warm. You know, actually, one place, I don't remember if you can go here in this world or not. Yes, you can, okay. So, you may remember there's a cutscene that played with Garai and Radius before. This is actually the hill where that happened, if I remember correctly. So... I don't remember if Garai fell off of this cliff, but it seemed like, with the way the camera was, that he fell quite a ways with the waterfall in the background and everything, but actually he only fell a few feet if he did. That being said, getting, you know, cut in half, basically, would probably mean that he wouldn't be able to survive that. But, well, here's the cave that they were finding the mass immune in. And yeah, you know, this looks an awful lot like the place where I would find an evil sword. This place looks incredibly haunted. There's nothing for us to do here. I just wanted to show this off for now. We'll be able to come back here later and there's something that we can do, but not for right now. So, alright, but our first port of call is we're going to go grab, and actually while I'm thinking about it, I should give Draggy the trap for this, because since he's got the Dreamer's Scarf, all he has to do is hit 6 levels worth of attacks, and then he can use the trap that we need. So I'm going to give him the Sonya trap real quick, because that is the summon that we can go get next. It's the Sonya summon, so we're going to go grab that. He's also got a few more slots than he did before, so that's kind of nice. I guess we have a Cure Plus in case we need it. I might equip a Cure Plus, honestly, because there are certain times where I don't want to use a heal all, like, especially when Sprig's in the party, and I don't want to, like, reset her earrings, because using a heal all spell will reset the earrings, so. But yeah, we'll set up the Sonya trap right here. We'll let Draggy do the first hits in a fight, and as long as we get him up to level 7 before they get the whole field green, we should be able to trap the Sonya summon. And the summon trapping is actually kind of interesting to watch. It looks a little bit different than the traps that we use for the spells, so it's kind of interesting and kind of neat, so we'll see it when we go here. But we're going to trap 2 summons while we're here, and then I'm actually going to go do, there was a side quest that I said I wasn't going to do until we gain access to a character that can steal, but I think I'm actually just going to go do it before we get access to that character. We're not too far away from getting a character that can steal. It's not Kid, by the way, but we will get access to a character that can steal shortly, after the next major dungeon. But I think if I remember right, you can go back to the place where we do the stuff for this side quest, so I should be able to steal stuff without having to worry about that. That being said, we're not worried about any of that right now, because the thing I'm more worried about is walking over here and checking in with these bulbs. So now all I have to do is not kill the bulbs, all of them, before they summon. So hopefully Draggy can do that. If not, this might take a little bit. Yeah, that might be okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Set the Sonya trap. And then we just wait. We wait for this thing to cast a bunch of spells in such a way that the field turns entirely green. It's by itself, so since it's by itself, it has a chance to cast the Sonya spell. So we just wait for it to do that, and then we're good. And we will then have access to our own. So. I don't actually know what that trap is, but I'm not planning on casting any other elements for the rest of the fight, so. Oh, my poor boy, Draggy, why are you shaking so badly from defending? It's okay. It's alright, they're not gonna hurt you. If they hurt you, I will murder them. You can stop casting traps now. Whatever you're planning on trapping on me, it's not gonna work. So, just cast a green element spell, bro. It's the only way you're gonna get anywhere here. There you go. So all he's got to do is cast one more after this, and then the field will be fully green. You can cast Sonya, and we can all go home. I mean, I could be pushing it along a little bit myself by casting a green spell, but I don't really want to push it too hard because... I guess I could, because then I can just poke him once and then cast like a heal all or something. Let's do it with Lynx, actually. There we go. So we didn't kill him just yet. Oh no, I do have a green element here. Here we go. Just cast a heal all. So that'll push the field fully green. And now we just defend and wait for him. No, don't run away. And wait for him to cast the Sonya element. I think he only has green element spells, so as long as he eventually casts that, he should be able to cast it on us, and then we'll be able to use it for our own purposes instead. I was gonna say, go on, man, I know you wanna. There we go. Yeah, so you put down a little pot to trap the summons in instead of, like, doing it the other way, where it's actually like it's a trap, and then you just suck the energy out like a draw point in Final Fantasy VIII. In this case, you put down a little pot, and then you basically Mafuba the summon. So that's cool. Oh, I like it. Spiral Ray. I think this will kill. Shot through the bulb. But we now have access to Sonya, and I think Radius has a slot at level 7, so I can probably just give that to him. So we'll do that in a minute. About 3 HP there, Norris. Holy hell. But yeah, there's your Sonya element. So let's give that to Radius real quick, because nobody else that I'm going to use anyway can use Sonya. It's only green innate characters that can use the summons, so... well, that can use the green summons. Basically, in order to use a summon, you have to be the same color innate as the summon. So... let's get over here to Radius's level 7 part of his grid. Excuse me. Now, Radius is actually kind of unique by comparison to most Chrono Cross characters, because level 7 personal skills, level 7 techs, normally you have to do something out in the field in order to get them. You have to do like a little miniature side questy type of a thing. Radius just gets his at the 35th star level, so it's not particularly soon, and it's not particularly late. It's kind of just in the middle. But, yeah, you don't have to do any work to get it, which is kind of nice. Sometimes that helps a little bit, you know. Alright, so we'll set that at level 7. I'm not planning on casting it for a little while just yet, and I may eventually move it all the way down to level 5 to make it easier to cast, because I may want to just do that in order to get the shiny leaves that we still need, but we'll worry about the shiny leaves later. We don't need that right now for the Prism equipment. And actually, it kind of works out, because right now we don't have a white innate character that I'm actually going to use later to cast the white innate spell that we can go get, but I'm not really worried about that for right now, because once we get the red summon, we can have Draggy cast it to get the shiny embers. We can get the, I was going to say we already have the yellow summon, but we don't. We're going to get that when we go back to another world. And then Norris can cast it to get the shiny sand that we need. Radius can get the shiny leaves. We already have the shiny dew. And then it's just a matter of getting the shiny soot and the shiny salt, which is from the black and white elements, respectively. So once we get all of that, we'll be good. To get the red summon, we're going to want to go back to Mount Pyre. Specifically the north entrance, or is it the west entrance? I forget. We're going to find out in a second. But we're going to want to go that way because there is a hot doggity right there, right at the front entrance, or rather that's the back entrance right by Fort Dragonia. And if we go and have a little chat with them and get the whole field red, it will have a chance of casting the summon that we're looking for. So we're going to go do that. So not the east entrance, but the west entrance. So let me go up here. We'll give Draggy the summon element again, because with the Dreamer's Scarf, all he has to do is hit 6 levels, and he'll be good. Alright, no more Sonya traps, but that's fine. We don't need any more. Because I don't think you can trap more than one of any given summon. I think you just get the one. You might be able to trap more than one, but I don't know if I'm ever going to need to use more than one. Hell, I'm not sure I'll ever use any of them in practical combat, to be honest, but, you know. Also, it occurs to me just now just how blessed my Draggy is in magic on this playthrough, so it's not a wonder, it's a good thing I'm using him, because Draggy's maximum magic is like 45, so 48 star levels is like a little less than half of the maximum, which is 99. So him having almost half of his max magic at like 26 star levels is kind of unreal. I don't know if he's really going to be raising it all that much more, but he doesn't really need to. Where he's at right now is fine. So I hope it goes up more, but I mean, if it doesn't, then I'll be okay with it, you know. But yeah, this is one of those games. It's a game where having a certain stat be above 20 means that you're really, really good at it. So I don't know how I feel about that. That's a little low for my taste, but hey, it is what it is, you know. Alright, so hot doggity right here. All I gotta do is catch them. Those chests down there are the ones that I was talking about before. There's like a strength and a weaken and an inferno in there. And we might be able to go get them now. I'm not sure. But more importantly, this hot doggity is by himself, which means he'll be able to summon. That's usually the prerequisite, is the enemy by themselves. And in this case, it's yes, so just let Draggy poke him a little bit to get him to the point where he is ready to use the trap, and then we'll use the trap, and then all we gotta do is poke him a little bit. I think this also counts as a red element for the field, so let's just find out. If it does, I'm just gonna cast, I'm just gonna cast Weaken with Surge, and then that'll make the field all red. And then he'll have a pretty decent chance of actually just casting it right away, and then we can just kill him and go from there, you know? Alright, now we defend. Yeah, there we go, right away. Red Wolf. That's the summon that I'm looking for. That didn't take long. Come here, puppy. Let me give you a treat. Boy, I hope there's treats in my Mafuba jar! Sorry, I have to say Mafuba like that every single time. If this video was highly edited, I would also probably put the screaming over the top of it that... who did that? Zamasu? I think. God, I haven't watched... I think I watched clips of Super when that arc was going on, so that's basically why I know anything at all about it, but... I don't know. Doesn't matter, we got the Red Wolf, so... That is Draggy's new summon. I got you a new toy, my dragon boy. Norris must be, like, about to get a really good level after this, because he's getting 3 HP each time. That's nuts. Now, do we go down and grab those chests, I wonder? It might not be a bad idea to do it, because then we can just kind of meander around over here, and if we get them, then I don't have to come back and get them. I guess, how many Infernos do we have? That might be part of the what determines that for me, you know? Let's see. Inferno. There's Red Wolf right there. We have 8 Infernos already. Oh my god. Yeah, they dropped quite a lot of those for us. Now, do I have him equip Red Wolf right now, or do I wait, because then I can give him the Golem trap so that he can use that on the Centauripedes? Because we're going to end up back on Opasa Beach shortly. I guess that what I could do... No, you know what? Here's what I'll do, because I'm just going to unequip it for now. We can re-equip it after we're done. So there we go. And then I think we can anyway. If we can't, then I mean it's going to be a quick jaunt to just reset. Yeah, there it is. It's still there. Not like the Ring of Favor. Unequipping it does not destroy it or delete it, so... And we can also get Unicorn, as far as I'm aware now. I might want to go grab that too while we're here. Got to get the whole field white with the dodos, but I don't remember if they respawn, so I guess we can go find out once I, you know, want to move on here. I guess I could have also done that while we were over by Fossil Valley, but I wasn't thinking about it, so... Oh well. You know, honestly, I don't even really care. We've got more Infernos than I'll ever need anyway, so I don't think I'm going to bother going and grabbing those ones. I'll use what I've got, you know. Alright, but that is just about it for the summons. There is that one side quest, like I said, that I want to go do. And then we'll go back to the other world. So, but first, since I'm thinking about it, let's actually go back to Fossil Valley and go grab the whatchamajiggy. Go see if we can grab the other summon, which is the Unicorn summon. Now, Unicorn is unique because it doesn't actually deal any damage. Instead, it raises your party's defense and magic defense. I don't know if it's temporary or permanent. As far as I'm aware, it's temporary, but it could be permanent for the rest of the battle. And honestly, if it was permanent, that would be justifiable in terms of using it, because in order to use it, you have to get the entire field white innate, which... Yeah, that's kind of hard to do, because there is no, like... I mean, I guess you could just cast a bunch of turn whites or a bunch of white element spells, but... It's kind of hard to do and maintain. And by the time you've done it, do you really need the defense boost anymore, because the boss fight's probably halfway over. But I'll grab it anyway, just because, I mean, we're getting the other one, so I might as well get this one, you know? You never know, it might come in handy at some point. So... Alright, so let's go grab our Unicorn Summon Trap. There we go. And I'm doing this with Draggy, like I said, because he has the Dreamer's Scarf, so he can get this a little easier than everybody else can. But, yeah, I'm just kind of... I want to do it now before we go back to another world, because Draggy is going to be able to get something when we go back to another world that will make the Dreamer's Scarf make a lot more sense. So. Alright, but anyway, back to Fossil Valley. No, we'll go south. It's fine. And then we can see if the dodos are... Well, actually, even if the dodo that was up on the hill isn't around, it should be fine, because we can just... I think I might run away from... No, I need to get the fights in anyway to get the mini level, so I might as well just beat them up. Sorry, Mama Dingo. Just you? Well, your children are going to be pretty upset. Sorry. But nice quick fight to get us a little mini boost to our HP. So. No mini level, but I guess I got a magma burst out of it, so that's cool. Okay, well it looks like that dodo respawns, so at the very least if we don't find any dodos from the Drongos up here, we can just fight this one. And what we need to do is basically fight a dodo. I'm not sure if in this particular case you can have both dodos on the field at once. I think so. But basically we need to turn the entire field white. And one way of doing that is just casting a white element, because then they'll cast Peck on you. And when they cast Peck, Peck is a white innate spell. So. And I think if I remember correctly, casting the trap gets them pissed off enough to actually cast it. So I guess we'll find out in a moment, won't we? So. Alright, poke him up, Draggy. He's trying to trap something. That's usually the thing with enemies, is they'll try to trap something, and you can be guaranteed that that's a spell that he's trying to trap. Because otherwise it wouldn't, make sense. How could it trap one of your techs, you know what I mean? But basically, the enemy will never show you what it's specifically trying to trap, but it will try to trap something. You'll only find out it's something that that it's actually trapping once you use the spell, and then it's like, hey, so gotcha. Yeah, so see, now he's going to cast a Peck on us. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to poke him, and then I think I need to poke him twice. So let's do that. And then we'll use a Recover All. Yeah, we'll use a Recover All. We don't need the HP, but it will put the field to 2 white. Then he'll use Peck, and then once he's done using Peck, it should be a full white field, so then he can cast Unicorn, and then we can knock him out from there. Ow, quit it. Yeah, so there's the Unicorn spell. I'll take that, thank you. Did not need to see Spaghettified Horse today, but sure. I'll take it. And now we finish him off. I mean, fine, you can be that way if you want, but you're not going to like it. Phew! Okay, so he's not trembling, he's just trying to hold his stance with his hands out in front of him, and that's why he's exerting a lot of effort to stand up on just his hind legs. Okay, now it makes more sense. Alright, but there's Unicorn for you. I think that's it. I think the last thing we need to do is go do the side quest that I almost just ran into a Drongo. Go do the side quest that I was talking about doing. We should get the mini level out of doing the side quest as well, and if I have to, I can always go and grab Sprig and Radius afterwards so that they can get their mini level. And it looks like the dodo respawns, so that helps, I guess. It makes it a little easier to get the summon. And it makes me feel a little less bad about killing them, because if they didn't respawn, then, well, I'd be making their bloodline extinct, which would just be not so good for the soul. Should I have saved before we went out here? Yeah, it's probably fine. Alright, so, now we're going to sail out. Actually, I can save right here on the shore of the Water Dragon Isle. We're going to sail out to the El Nido Triangle. I know we probably shouldn't go to the place that's probably based on the Bermuda Triangle. It's probably very bad there, but instead of worrying about that, we'll just press ahead and go grab a thing from down there, because that light looks an awful lot like the little wormholes that were in the ruins of the Dead Sea. Let's go see if these ones respond to anything. It's going to take me to the Phantom Village. Nope, but we can go into it. I don't think we can breathe underwater, so let's hope the ice breath saves me or something. Huh. Well, we can go in and the fish are swimming around and we're underwater, but we're alive, so... And there's no timer to say, well, I'm going to lose all my breath in X number of minutes. So I guess we'll just roll with it. I think if I remember correctly, these fish, these groups of fish are the ones that I was going to try to steal something from. Schoolmates, I think they're called? Well, that's a puffy. Oh, I must have run into the puffy, but yeah, the big groups of fish, not these ones, are the ones that I think... You can steal, I think, a cure-all from them, which is a pretty good heal. It's Blue Innate exclusive, so you're not going to be able to do that if you, don't have a Blue Innate in your party, but... not worried about it. Hey, Doc, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope I said that correctly. I don't know if the CH is pronounced a different way, but welcome to the stream. We just got finished with the Dead Sea. We're currently doing a side quest before we head back to the other world. So, I probably should have shot the other guy, because then I could have sun showered here. And would have killed this guy, but oh well. Okay, you can stop now. He can stop whenever he's ready. That'll make the whole field yellow. I don't think I want that. Let's do this instead. Yeah, nice. We're working our way through, making our way as best we can. So, test out that new stone swallow we got. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'll be honest, I basically never use the Stone Swallow in this game, because I usually go do the side quest that lets you get the super weapon for Surge, like, almost immediately when it's available. And I never think to check the Smith Spirit right after the Dead Sea to see if we can do anything with it, but, well, there you go. You can, in fact, do something with it. So, there's a Mithril there. We're still getting HP boosts, so we haven't gotten our mini level yet, so I'll just keep fighting until we get it, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so, 2. Probably, I was going to say, just kill that guy flat out. Alright then, I guess we'll do a Feral Cats. I don't know how many more are left. It looked like 2, but we'll see. Get them! Or him. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, there's 2 left. Okay. Well, they'll be softened up now. And then Draggy can just clean up. I wonder if that's a counter to a physical attack, or if they're just doing that because I've used enough stuff otherwise. Maybe. Not sure. Doesn't matter. Do another 2. And then... Oh, we don't need the unicorn. I guess just Volcano him. Why not? I mean, we're underwater, so a volcano erupting is still possible. Casting a fireball might be a little tough under here, but a volcano, yeah, I could still see that happening. Alright, well, we didn't get anything there. Oh, and we did get a good chunk of gold, though. I'm just noticing how much money these guys are giving. I wasn't really paying attention before. So, all the more reason to fight all of them. If we're going to be making stone equipment pretty soon, then we're going to want all the money we can get, and if we can fight through this place and get enough to forge a couple of stone equipments, then...
Surprise. I am at work and bored AF.
There you go.
I have had less than 5 calls since my shift started 5 hours ago, laughing face.
Wow. That's a good day at work, Marie. Thank you for resubscribing. That's 36 months. 3 whole years. Thank you so much. That is Trideca Hexachromatic, I'm going to say. Yeah, welcome back. We are in the ocean without the blessing of water because I left it in Champions of North, but that's okay because we can still breathe down here for reasons that are currently unknown to us. We're doing a side quest before we head back to the other world right now, so... And I'm going to poke people with my 1,000 cat army. But yeah, I think these schoolmates are the ones that I was going to steal an item from. I think if I remember right, I mentioned this already, I think, but they not drop, but you can steal a cure-all from them. And you can equip that on a blue innate character, and it's better than heal all, but obviously because it's an exclusive spell, it's a lot harder to just, you know, get and use. At least for now. I mean, I guess if I brought Irence in the party, I could use it, because she's... Is she the only blue innate we have right now? I think so. Well, anyway, I guess Surge is going to get a perfect level pretty soon. That's great. Draggy got some great stuff as well, just missing his magic resistance. Norris keeps getting strength and resistance. He's not even getting any magic, even though I keep using Sun Shower for that purpose, but that's okay. He's got equipment that we can do with that. Like, eventually his equipment will give him +8 magic, so... I'm not even worried about whether or not he raises magic. If he gets it to 20 by the end game, that's it. That's all he'll need, because then he'll have 28 magic with his equipment on, so I'm not even worried about it. It's like Rabby Ribby and Tevi, where you can just breathe underwater, yet in Tevi they have an explanation for why other people can't stay underwater forever. There is an explanation as to why we can breathe in this specific patch of ocean. It's not like Final Fantasy X, where, you know, some of the characters can just breathe underwater. But there is a reason for it. We just haven't found it yet. We have to keep going in here, and then eventually we'll find it. So, yeah, we'll get there. We're not there yet. You know what, Draggy? Why don't you try to cast a fireball underwater? I don't think it'll work very well, but let's give it a shot, shall we? Oh yes, and since the last time you were here, Marie, we got a small dragon boy for our party. I hatched him myself. Apparently he knows how computers work, because last time he was talking to Norris and asking him why the computer was working or the computer wasn't working, and if the power source was... I forget what the line was, but I was like, wait, why do you... You just hatched. How do you know what a computer even is? Yeah, there's logic to it, yep. So I think the center of this area is where we want to go here. I'm going to avoid the enemies, if possible, because we're going to have to fight them on the way out anyway, so... But yeah, there's a chest down there in the central section here. And that's where we want to go, so that's where we're going to go. There's a ton of enemies down here, but I'll fight them because I'm not in a hurry. It's all good, and they probably give a pretty decent chunk of money since they've been giving a decent chunk of money, so... I mean, I guess their needlework is giving me a little run for my money. That's cool, I guess. Get a little prior damage off on you, send the cat army at you. I'm literally just spamming feral cats because right now Surge as Lynx has the highest magic out of anybody in the party, so this deals the most. If we had Surge in his normal body, I'd be spamming Luminaire just like this, but, well, we don't have that luxury at the moment, so... Slap! Just slap the sin out of him. Yeah, that's quite a lot of money for this point in the game, for each fight. I mean, we're practically making back all the money that I spent making stone helmets and the stone swallow at this point, so... This quest, by the way, is in service of Norris, because once we finish it, well, a couple of things will happen, but the main thing that will happen is... I guess there's two things. One is there's a boss fight that we're going to do. It's an optional one, so I don't think it gives a star level. I don't think. But we can trap an Ultranova spell from it, so we're going to try to do that. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, after we finish the boss fight, we can actually use what we get from that boss fight in order to go and get a unique gun that is, I think, just as strong as the Denadorite gun, if I remember correctly. So, I guess we'll find out. Alright, now hit the other one. And then send the cats at me. I know, I apologize. I'm using the same move over and over again in a row. I guess I could equip an Inferno while we're down here because that'll deal good damage to these guys too. Could equip an Inferno and a Carnivore, so I have one thing for the schoolmates and one thing for the Puffy. I don't know. Slap! Slap those fish, Draggy. Ah, redeemed pick a stream suggestion. Suggest an episode's worth of Rabbit and Steel. Feel like that game will tear you apart, though. I will still keep it in mind because even if it tears me apart, I mean, that would probably be entertaining for some people, so I don't see why that's a problem. I'll keep it in mind. I'll add it to the list there, Marie. Thanks for redeeming that. It has been a while since anyone has redeemed that option, so I appreciate someone using it. I mean, I know why it doesn't get used very often anymore. I don't really, like, shout it to the rooftops, and we don't get a ton of traffic through here anymore, so... It's all good, though. Alright, so now hit these ones. I'm gonna equip Inferno and Carnivore, actually, because just spamming Feral Cats over and over again is gonna get old after a while. Eventually, those eyeballs will become grating. Fair point. You can use it every month. Not like you don't have almost 450k. Yeah, so you have a few more points than a good chunk of people do. So you have the option. You know what would be nice down here, though, is if we were to get some more Denaturite down here, rather than the Mithril, because we don't really need the Mithril, but if we got Denaturite down here, I could make Draggy a Stone Glove. And then this party of 3 would have weapons that are stone or stone equivalent for the next chunk of the game, but it is what it is. If you need Denaturite, like I said, you could have disassembled the screwy dress and it would let you do it, but... wow, there's a lot of enemies over here. 3 whole packs of them. Well, I ran into one of them thinking I got around all of them. I did not. I also did not... put Inferno and Carnivore on, although I guess I could just run away from this fight and equip it and then go from there. Let's do that. And then we'll go from there. I could edit my notes right now, but I'll do it after I'm done with the stream. It's all good. And then I just have to remember once we're done here that I need to bring... Oh, okay, well... Okay, fine. I won't equip Inferno and Carnivore. We'll just do Feral Cats again if you're not going to let me move before the next fight runs into me. Fine. I'll do it this way, then. No interrupt. That's good. Might get interrupted right here, though. Nope. Okay, well, one of you will go down, I think. I mean, we're doing, like, 200 damage to the first guy, and then this is doing another 200, so that's a lot of damage at this point in the game. Most enemies don't have the 900 HP or so that those combots have, or Cybots have, in Fort Dragonia, so... Is it a bad thing that you're already in love with that victory jingle? No, it's a good thing, honestly. It was the, excuse me, it was actually it was the first part of Luca's theme from Chrono Trigger that they've repurposed as a victory theme because it has a very triumphant ring to it, you know? So, it's not a bad thing. A lot of people harp on the battle music in the game because they think it's kind of grating after a while, and I mean, I guess I could hear it, but I don't know, it just never really bothered me all that much, I guess. I mean, did you get locked into encounters like that in Scarlet and Violet? It's fun trying to keep running and the game just keeps putting you into encounters. Yeah, it's happened to me. It's happened to me before. There are certain situations, though, where it can be advantageous because you get locked into encounters and every time you do, it pushes you in a direction. Like, your trainer moves so that they can stand on the battlefield. So I've used that, actually, sometimes to get onto islands on water patches that I can't get to right now because I can't cross water. So... yeah, I've actually used that to my advantage previously in Scarlet and Violet, so there you go. Oh, I've given some thought to potentially playing... I wouldn't play Scarlet, I'd probably play Violet for a specific reason for the stream, but... I don't want to talk about why I'd want to play it because it's kind of a heavy subject, but I do have an idea for why I would play it, but I don't know. I'll talk about it later. It's not important now, but it may eventually be in the cards. I would probably be upset with the game for most of its runtime because, I mean, it's Scarlet and Violet, so, you know, but we'll figure that out later. Didn't somebody say that they needed this star fragment over on Sky Dragon Isle? Well, let's go get it, I guess. Let's go take it over there, I suppose, because why not? That and starting a fight with something far away to teleport to areas you can't get to legit. It's not useful for much. No, but I mean, honestly, like, you can get to some halfway decent places by doing it. Like, you can get up onto ledges that you're not supposed to be on just yet, so it can be useful for some things. It's just not, you know, useful for a ton, that's all. Actually, the funny thing is that if we ever do play, like I said, I'd play Violet for the stream, but if we ever do play it for the stream, I had this idea for how I would do something on the game where we would basically do almost like a little challenge at the very beginning of the playthrough where we'd be trying to get all of the traversal methods before we fight a lot of the other major bosses. So that would be like our focus, would be those 5 Titan trials first before really doing much else in the game. So then we can just kind of climb up stuff and do all that without really without having gotten any of the other stuff. And that might seem counterintuitive because it's like, well, don't you have to get to a really high level to do that? No, actually, you don't. So that, I think that was one of the other main reasons why I would want to play it, is because I think not a lot of people have played the game that way, where you can kind of challenge yourself to do things a certain way and kind of almost sequence break by getting the methods of traveling around the map a lot earlier than you should be able to. But I think it'd be interesting to watch, but I guess we'll see. Play Legends Arceus. It's above average in most places. That is a way to play. Yeah, I've heard some good things about Legends Arceus. I've heard a few little minor bad things, not anything that I'm particularly unenthusiastic about. I don't know. I guess just the fact that the game might... I'm not sure if it'll feel like a checklist, and that's the part where I'm concerned, you know. Is if it feels like a checklist, I'm not sure I'll enjoy it as much. I wonder if the enemies here respawn. I guess maybe I should leave like the whole area and then come back and see if they do. So, let's find out. If they don't, then, I mean, we can get the cure-alls from somewhere else later, but if they do, then so much the better. And also, there's a lot of money riding on the line, because how much money do we have having beaten all of them? Oh yeah, we got back basically to all the money we had going in, so, or coming out of the Dead Sea. And the verdict is no, probably not. Well, that explains why they dropped so much money. Okay, fair enough. Maybe I shouldn't have killed all of them on my way down. The money was too enticing. You know how it is. Have fun with that last Arven fight, although his dialogue after the fight will actually make sense. Actually, if I remember correctly, that you can actually lose that fight, and I feel like in that particular case it would make a little bit of sense, because it's like, okay, well, I went and did this thing, but now he's ready, and it gives you something to work towards as the character, because like a lot of the times in Scarlet and Violet it doesn't feel like you're working towards much. Like, you're working on the checklist of, you know, fight this gym, fight this Titan, fight this Team Star battle, but it never feels like you're being challenged to work towards something. If you get through the whole Titan Trials quest at a low level and then Arven absolutely trounces you, it's like, okay, I have to be this strong to beat the game. Cool. Now I'm going to work towards that by doing something else. So, I don't know. I think it'll give a little bit more depth to the character that way. We could go to Sky Dragon Isle, but just in case it gives a star level, I'm going to go get Sprig and Radius, their mini level over here first before we go do that. So let's do that first. And then, who do I want to take with me into the boss fight? Probably Sprig and Radius, honestly. Let me unallocate that trap for Draggy, though, because we don't need that one anymore. We do need the Golem trap, though, because he's going to be useful for that in just a moment, once we get there. I guess I have an extra Sonya trap from somewhere. Must have gotten it as a drop from somewhere, so that's cool. I also have a Red Wolf from somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, whatever. We've got a bunch of extra traps. I can always sell them off later, so. Alright. So Sprig and Radius, we'll get them into the party. And then we'll fight just one random little battle here. Get them their mini level. And then we will just take them with us to the next fight. I wonder if I should have... it's another white innate enemy that we're going to be fighting, so Sprig using Diminish is going to be another common theme here. I wonder if I should have her... Yeah, I'm going to give her the trap because it's at level 6 anyway, and she doesn't really have anything else to cast here, so we'll just have her... She's not going to transform immediately, but we'll just have her set this up, and then that way it can be used. Or do I want Surge to do this? No, I think I want Surge to do this, actually, because we have to kind of do this one quickly. We have to get Diminish up, and we have to get the Ultra Nova trap up, but at the same time, we also have to try to get... The enemy that we're going to go fight only uses Ultra Nova at critical HP, so we're going to have to try to speed our way through to critical HP. Not really speed it, because basically, like, they have an attack pattern, and they'll eventually get to Ultra Nova, but they only use it at critical HP. If they're not at critical HP, they'll use something else like Photon Beam or something like that. So if we get Diminish up and then we get Sprig as quickly as possible, and actually now that I think about it, it might be better to give Diminish to Radius in this case, although I have a second one, so I'll just give it to him here. But if we get all that stuff up and we have Sprig transform as close to immediately as possible, then we'll have 2 Black Innate characters that'll allow us to just kind of smack them up pretty good. So just give that to Radius there, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, Doc, we finished the Dead Sea. Yep. So this is basically once we're done with this side quest, we are going to go back to Opasa Beach so we can go to another world and we can do the next story event there. So, well, actually, I'm going to go get the Golem summon in another world before we go do the next story event, but yeah, so that's the plan. Only goal was finding a fucking ice type. They are still late game if you play normally. Why are ice types in the near non-existent camp in every Pokemon game? Yeah, they usually end up being pretty late game. You usually don't get them for quite a while, so... Although I guess it depends, because the method that I was talking about where you beat the Titans at a low level and you get all those traversal mechanics, the funny thing about that is that if you do that, you can actually go anywhere on the map and catch whatever you want. Now, obviously the enemies at a higher level will be harder to catch because you don't have any badges, and I think your catch rate gets boosted when you have more badges in Scarlet and Violet. But basically by doing that, you can, let's say, go catch yourself an ice type from wherever you want to go catch it at, and then you can hatch an egg, like go catch 2 of them, hatch an egg, and then there you go, you've got a level 1 ice type that you can use early in the game. So, and you can do that before you beat the first gym, so, well, I probably won't do it before I beat the first gym if we play it, because in order for the strategy to work, you need to be at about level 24, so I would probably wait until then to do it, so... Alright, well, Radius didn't get any HP, but he got Strength and Magic, so that's good for him. 22 Magic. That's nuts. For Radius. He's really moving up in the world. I wonder how that'll compare to Lena when we get her back. I feel like she'll come back to the party and have like 28 Magic or something ridiculous like that. I think she caps out in like the low 50s or something for her Magic, so... I want to say 53, but that doesn't sound quite right to me. I think it might be higher than that. I'd have to go look. We'll never get to the cap for anybody's individual stats, but if we get about halfway to them for everybody, then I'm happy with that, you know, because we're about halfway to the maximum star levels of 99, so. Okay, we got our mini levels just in case this gives us a star level. This side quest actually is required to beat the game. It feels like a side quest, but it actually is required, so. It's just not going to become apparent why it's required until later, but. Well, we have the star fragment, so let's take it up here and see what we can do with it. Also, remember that little bulbous guy that was down there that was chasing the butterflies for later, because we can actually do something with that later. It seems completely inconsequential, and to be fair, it is, but we'll come back for that eventually, so. Anybody else see that little thing wandering away from that treasure chest just now? It was in the center of the screen, so. Well, actually, we do have a star fragment at this point, so I get the feeling this won't end well. The star fragment, by the way, should be in our key items here, so I can go take a look at it. So we can see what the... there it is. It's a starfish, but it appears to be encrusted with diamonds or something. That might just be from being down on the bottom of the ocean, so like the sediment just deposited on top of it. So, anything else here that we didn't have before? We saw the prop sword. Nope, that's it. So there you go. Alright, well, let's see what happens since we have the star fragment. This chest is empty. This chest is supposed to be full. Anyone care to explain? Oh my god! Well, let's ask this nice stranger if he can explain why the chest is empty. That is a giant alien. Olimar? Might have inspired Olimar, actually. That's kind of funny, but yeah, it might just have inspired Olimar, so. Alright, so actually first things first, let's go to Radius's turn so we can get Diminish up, so let's do that. Get some element power built up. He will pew-pew us. That's fine, I guess. And then, no, not Tornado. Not Quick Draw either. There we go. Get Diminished up so his white element spells don't hurt as badly. And then we'll go from there. Alright, next, we want Sprig to transform as soon as possible, so let's do that too. Doing some pretty good damage to these guys, even though, I wouldn't expect that we'd be doing this much, even though since our weapons are a little bit lower than what we would normally have right now. Like, normally at this point you could have stone weapons. Although, to be fair, you can fight this boss fight when you just got out into the world, like before you go to the Dead Sea, so, you know. Normally it's probably balanced around mithril weapons rather than stone weapons. But we have a stone weapon, so let's beat an ass with it. Yeah, that's nice damage. Radiation! I think this can inflict fatigue on you. And it may just have just now. Oh no, that inflicted anti-white, I think. So, who had the Ultranova trap? I think Lynx did. So I'm going to have to heal that because we're going to need to get the Ultranova up. But we can do that with Radius, I guess. So I think Purify heals anti-white. I can't imagine why it wouldn't. So I guess we can go find out. See, because I'm trying to deal as much damage as I can at this point, but I also have to get that trap up, so... And then basically, once he slumps over, that's when we want to stop attacking until he uses Ultranova. Once I set the trap. I want to set the trap first before we do that, so... let's see if Purify will work on anti-white. If it doesn't, then we'll know to get the trap up first. I'll just redo the fight and go from there. No, it gets it off. Okay, good. And then we will... Yeah, let's just set the trap now, although we have to be careful because this will make the whole field white, which will make these next hits hit just a little bit harder. So, we'll have to cast something, like, right away with White Knight, but we'll do that in a minute. I don't really have anything good to cast, so I guess I'll just cast, what's your level 2 spell? Hell Soul? Sure, why not? Just to break up the field. I don't even care if it doesn't work. I'm just trying to break up the white field right now. So. My man's soul left his body. It doesn't work because he's a boss, obviously, so that's, you know, not going to do anything, but it's there. So, Eagle Eye up, I think? Sprig doesn't really need it, but an Eagle Eye on Surge wouldn't be a bad idea. So. Okay, well, didn't hit all of them, but we hit some of them. Alright, back to Eagle Eye. And we don't really need Turn Black right now. That's kind of the nice thing for our party right now, is because we have Sprig with White Knight and we have Surge in Lynx's body, any white innate characters that we have to fight as bosses, we can kind of just steamroll because we have two really powerful black innate characters, so it's kind of helpful. Alright, now time to beat an ass again. No slumping over yet, so... Meteor! Fighting Radius again? Yeah, okay. Well, that's only 5 damage, so I'm not really worried about that. We can heal up in a little bit. I'm not super concerned. So, actually, it might be worth it to get our defenses up too. So we'll see. No slumping over yet, huh? I think he has almost 3,000 HP, so I guess I shouldn't be super shocked, you know. His physical attack power I'm not really worried about. I don't want to get too strong with our physical attack power, though, so... Nah, you know what? I'm just going to cast Rage. It's fine. When it comes right down to it, Rage just really is the best buff that White Knight has available to it, because the best defense is a good offense in this game, so... Alright, keep this up. Might heal after this. Okay, he's in critical health, and he has not reached the threshold yet where he would normally cast his, whatchamacallit? His Ultra Nova. So we're going to hold off until he casts Ultra Nova, and then once he casts it, then we'll kill him. So then we'll finish him off. Let's see. I could use a Purify real quick on you. No, I guess I don't really need it because anti-white doesn't really do anything for you. So this is going to reset Sprig's health to 243, but just to top everybody off in case he uses like Meteor Shower or Holy Light, which I did not set a trap for. I don't think he can cast Holy Light, but just in case, you know, let's just do that to be safe. And then we defend for a hot minute until he casts Ultra Nova, and then we go from there. I don't remember when in his attack pattern he cast it, but I know it's after where he was currently at, so... And eventually his attack pattern loops on itself, so if he was past the threshold just now, then we can, you know, then we'll just eventually get it anyway, so... Alright, we got fatigued now, so I'm gonna... Should I heal that yet? No, I don't think I'm gonna heal that just yet, actually. So. Alright, so now I might actually, I was gonna say, need to hit him because he recover-alled, so he might be out of his little thing. Oh, I still have Eagle Eye. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's enough. Let's just wait. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay, well, you're taking a bit of a beating. Surge, why don't you heal that off, actually? Oh, okay, hang on. We need to use a green element. Let me make sure we use a green element here, because if we use a recover-all, that would be bad. So that's really the gist of this fight. It's not so much that the fight itself is hard, it's more if you want the Ultra Nova, having to play around it is the hard part. But there it is. So now that we're at maximum stamina and we got the Ultra Nova, we don't have to play around anything anymore. I can just beat his ass again, so... Here you go, Mega Starkey. Have a Mega Sword to the gut. Oh, yeah, I don't have any... I'm fatigued, so I don't have any extra stamina. Alright, we'll head over to you then. And off he goes. Now, does that give a star level, or no? If it does, we'll have one extra one going into the next sequence, which would be kind of nice, but... No, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, and Sprig got some extra HP as well. We got a magic negate out of him. That's cool. Nobody can cast that that's in our party currently, though, because it's only available to white innate characters, so... But there it is. If you want it. So you were the tiny little guy that ran off the screen, huh? Oh, he must have snatched the star fragment while we were fighting his little thingamajigger, his giant projection. So now we have to chase him around the island and mash the X button to try to catch him. Got him. That was easy. So, is the game of tag just universal around the universe? Because, yeah, I was gonna say, you're an alien! Starkey. Oh. Well, that's no good. So, did your ship fall into the ocean and then it split into pieces and that's why the star fragment was down there? Yeah, okay. It's true, honestly, because, I mean, if you crash landed in both worlds, although then we'd be taking your ship away from the other Starkey in the other world if we did that, but in the event that you crash landed into the ocean in both worlds, your ship might still be around. And as a result of all of that, Starkey has joined your party. We get an alien as a party member in this game. This game just keeps giving, like, just the strangest, most bizarre things to you, but I'll take it. I think, actually, he's one of, if not the first, I think he's the first white innate character that you can get on this side of the game, so... He can actually be pretty useful, especially for, like, the Miguel fight, because when you fight Miguel, if you have Starkey in your team and you already have a Magic Negate from Guldove, you can have him cast Magic Negate on Lynx, and then I think basically everything that Miguel uses on Lynx, which he prioritizes because he has a super effective hit, it'll do 0 damage. So, yeah, that's a pretty busted strategy, but I didn't want to use it because obviously, like, that's kind of trivializing a few things, so I didn't really want to, you know, do that. It seems like that seems silly to me, so. Yeah, he's not bad. He's got good agility. I think he can equip child equipment as well, so, like, he can equip capes so he can get extra evasion. He's got good strength. His resistance is pretty good considering he's such a little guy, and he's got good HP, better than Radius, so. I'm not going to use him, but he's there if you want him. And that's it for this island, and Starkey will hang around here for a little while. Well, Starkey, pretty soon we'll see if we can get you home, but you just hang around here for now. I'll come get you when we're actually going in that direction. So, actually, it might be worth it to put him in the party immediately because this next little thing that we can go do is in Arnie Village, but it is contingent upon Starkey being in your party. So I think I'll switch Sprig out for Starkey real quick just so that he can get the thing that I want him to get. And then we'll go from there. I am kind of glad that Sprig is getting so much HP, though, this set of battles, because she has a hard time with her HP. I think she has, like, the lowest HP total out of any character in the entire game at maximum. It's like 600 something, which is... Most characters at least get into the 700s. 600 is real low. But, well, there it is, you know. Alright. So, Starkey, you can actually come with for a second real quick. And we will head into Arnie Village. So, you remember that guy that caught that gigantic Mausolea Marlin-looking thing? Well, he's still here, and so is the Marlin. But if you bring Starkey here... What do you see? Ah, well, that explains a lot. His face is blue normally, actually. Yeah, I was gonna say, having a fishbowl on your head probably wouldn't work for oxygen for most people. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. There's a little glowing thing in the middle of the sawfish. Once this dialogue box goes away, kind of look right in the center of the fin, but on the body of the sawfish, so like kind of directly above where Starkey is standing if you just look straight up where the dialogue box is. There's a little glow right there. Yeah, there it is. And because Starkey is an alien, of course he can float. Why not? And he'll grab a plasma pistol from inside of the fish. It's better than the Denaturite gun. Yes, say thank you. Oh, okay. And this is just a joke. He learned how to say thanks, but apparently no one cares because this game is a cruel joke and I am just along for the ride. But anyway, the most important thing that we got out of that sequence of events is the plasma pistol. Let's take a look at it real quick because, as I said, it's better than the Denaturite gun, but that's not even really fully selling it. So Starkey, actually, it's probably better to start with this. Starkey starts the game with a shockwave gun. Now, the shockwave gun works well against... So you remember how in Final Fantasy II there's different enemy types, like seafaring creatures, giants, werebeasts, all that sort of stuff, and certain equipment was good against them? Turns out Chrono Cross has that as well, only there's a much more limited number of weapons that are actually useful in terms of effectiveness against enemy types. The shockwave gun and the plasma pistol are two of those weapons. because since they use a shockwave to shoot at the enemies, first of all, they're a gun, so they still have the effectiveness against floating enemies that all guns have. But second of all, since they use a shockwave to damage the enemy instead of a gunshot, like a bullet, they also have effectiveness against gelatinous enemies. So if you fight stuff like the gloops that we saw in the Grand Slam, any of their, like, anything that looks like it could be made of gelatin, shoot them with the gun and it will deal a critical hit. I don't know if the crit's guaranteed, but I think it's much more likely that you'll get a crit when you shoot them with the gun. But basically, yeah, so that's what the plasma pistol does. It's better, that, like I said, than the Netherite gun, so it should be a significant upgrade. But it's not even just that. Norris, as it turns out, can equip the plasma pistol. And it looks exactly like the weapon that Starkey was using in the boss fight. So I'm not sure why he could use it in the boss fight, but he didn't have it on him when we first found him. The shockwave gun looks different. It looks like it's like a blue gun with like those little wave things on it, like old school sci-fi looking laser beam guns. And I'm not even talking like Star Trek, I'm talking earlier than that, those kinds of guns. But the plasma pistol looks an awful lot like the alien blaster from Fallout 4. So there we go. And as you can see, I mean, our attack is currently 47 at an 89% hit rate. It goes up to 55 for Norris with a 91% hit rate. It's only slightly worse than the prism gun later that you can get. So I think it's only like 1 point and 1 point of accuracy worse. Like 1 point of attack, 1 point of accuracy worse than the prism gun that you get later on. And that's nuts, because that means he's got almost an endgame weapon, like right now. Good for him, though, because that will serve Norris very well for quite a long time. As a matter of fact, it'll serve him all the way through the final dungeon. It's only really when we get to the final boss fights that we'll want to use the prism gun instead. I think it's actually called the spectral gun now that I think about it, but yeah. So we'll be using the plasma pistol for quite a while. It's real good. It's real good. So definitely well worth our time to use. Alright, so with all of that taken care of, let's bring Draggy and Norris back into the party. I think I gave Draggy the golem trap. And now that we're done with that, as long as we have that, we can head over to the other world now. So that is the plan. I'd eventually like to bring Radius back into the party because he has unique dialogue when you go back to the other world. And when you go back to the other world, your destination is Termina. So we're going to head that way, but yeah, before we do that, we obviously have to get there and then go to the marshes so that we can grab the golem summon. And then there's one more thing I need to grab in Fossil Valley in another world, and then we'll go from there. It's also why I wanted Draggy to get all these summon traps done before we went there. Because pretty soon, we'll have something else to stick in his level 7 slot. We'll see that in a little bit. Well, there's the distortion. It's working again, somehow. Yeah, I guess now we can get back to the other world so we can go see if we can find your parents. I get the feeling Draggy's not going to be very happy when he sees his parents, but... well, he'll have to see that eventually. I think it's better that he knows than keeping him in suspense. And yeah, you know that FMV cutscene that happens when Surge travels to the other world? Lynx doesn't get an FMV cutscene. He just falls through the floor like he's no-clipping, and then he freezes in place while the game loads the other world, and then he drops into place. So, I mean, I guess that's fine, but, you know. Hi, okay, I was going to say, can I help you? What the hell are these things supposed to be? Why don't you guys make like a tree and leave? Thank you. It might be because of me, yeah. Hi. Pick your poison, kid. Yeah, I was gonna say, which one would you rather? I have a plasma pistol, and I'm not afraid to use it. To be fair, the plasma pistol would probably work pretty well on them. They don't look particularly, corporeal. So. Yeah, I've been getting that a lot lately, actually. You keep looking for these rainbow shells like they're so common. You're never gonna find one. Okay, well, never mind. I guess he did find one. You're welcome. A rebellion led by Surge? Well, that's not very good. You guys should probably go hide in your houses then. I don't think that will help if Surge, quote-unquote, does this, but... Yeah, Lynx is on the loose again. Great. I mean, I guess. I thought he had a mission to go do, but apparently he's decided to just heck off with that as well. Okay. I don't get Lynx. Like, I genuinely don't understand his motivations whatsoever. Like, I've already said this before, but it's like... Okay, I'm going to switch bodies with you so that I can go do some random thing that I haven't explained yet. Then I'm going to kill Kid. I can kill Kid later. Then I'm going to kill you. I can kill you later. I'm going to send you to the temporal vortex so that I can go do that thing that I had a mission to do. I'm going to choose to kill people instead. Like, could you make up your mind? You sound like you're out of your fucking mind. Can you make it up, please? Anyway, there's actually something for us here in this version of Arnie Village as well. If you went to this cart previously, the owner of the cart actually had an item on here that we couldn't grab previously because they were stuck here. But now that they're all trapped inside their houses, scared of Surge murdering all of them... where is it? There it is. We can just grab the rainbow shell right off of it. And yeah, that's all we need to do here for now. So... But that's another rainbow shell to add to our collection. I forget how many we have at this point. I'm going to go check real quick because you can look here on this menu. We have 2. Okay, cool. So we'll just keep moving up in the world. We'll get a few more as we go. Oh, okay. I guess we have to go back through Fossil Valley again. We can't just walk through. There's new enemies there, so that's why they're forcing you to walk through there again. Apparently this place that I showed before is called Divine Dragon Falls. And there's people here in this world. I was gonna say, I wonder why there's no festivals here anymore, but I suppose if nobody's here, then that's why. Really? Yeah, heard about that. I do like that Chrono Cross sort of, like, starts to talk about that happening, because, like, it edges up against the idea that there's cultural significance being erased here and that there's tension between the humans and the demi-humans. I just wish it would say more about it. I wish it would have the balls to say anything at all about it. So far it hasn't, but I suppose there's still a good chunk of game left, so I can't say anything too loudly just yet. Well, let's see if there's anything in this cave now. No, it looks pretty similar to what it looked like before in the other world, so... Oh. Why? Is there more than one altar? Oh. Huh. Yeah, I wonder what that's all about. I mean, we don't have a dragon tier to actually set there, but... Well, if we did, we'd still need 2 of them, apparently. So they use draw points to generate elements. That's the second time today I've referenced draw points. What the hell? But yeah, this place still looks cursed and evil as hell to me, so I don't know what that's all about, but... Yeah, we can't set anything on the altar there, even if we tried all of our items. I could stick the Einlanzer and the prop sword there, but that wouldn't really work, so... Instead, let's just head out, and we'll go to... We'll go back through Fossil Valley with the new enemies there. Actually, the new enemies that are there, one of them is the one that we just saw on the beach that was harassing that kid. They're shadow cats. Oh yeah, I gotta go to the Hydra Marshes first to have the centauripedes, so let's do that. But yeah, they're called shadow cats, and those are the enemies that you can actually steal the demon charms from that I was talking about before. But so that you can dismantle those to get your shiny soot to use for when you need to make the rainbow weapons later. But we don't have anybody who can steal right now, so since we don't, we can't steal from them just yet. But we'll worry about that later, you know. Alright, let's go find a centaurpede. There it is, right up there. And what we got to do is we got to get it by itself. So if there's more than one, we'll just kill its friends, and then we just got to get the whole field yellow. And also I got to have Draggy set the trap, so let's do that too. Man, there's a lot of them. All right, Draggy, let's beat them up and then see what we can do from there. At least they'll make the field all yellow pretty easily by just, you know, standing here and doing all of that they just did, so. You're at level 7, so let's set the trap right now just so that it's out of the way. I think these guys have about 500 HP each, so it's going to take a little while to carve through all of them, but with the Stone Swallow, I think we should be able to do it pretty easily. So, yeah, the field's fully yellow now, so that's... Really, it's going to help them, but I'm not worried about it. So. You're almost done, so I can see you slumping over from here. I don't want to cast anything because then I'd ruin the yellow. I also got to get that Ultra Nova off of my thing, so do that in a minute, but not yet. I just love how much stamina Draggy gets back with his... yeah, there's the alien blaster that we were talking about there. The plasma pistol. And yeah, it deals some good damage. That is way more damage than Norris was dealing before this. So like I said, now all we got to do is get Draggy a stone glove, a granite glove. I forget what it's called, either stone glove or granite glove. Once we get him that, then we'll be real good off. Go for the gusto. There we go. Alright, now we defend until he casts Golem. Shouldn't be too long. There it is. Watch this, by the way. This is real funny. Mafuba! Just the whole ass Golem into this mountain-sized pot. Oh man, I always get a kick out of that one. Okay, now we can finish this guy off. And we have access to Golem now. So that's, I think, all of the summons except for the Mothership summon, which we can't currently get because we don't have a Mothership trap to use. It's a level 7 black element spell. And technically speaking, while we're still in Lynx's body, we can use the Mothership summon, but you have to get the whole field black first before you can use it, and that's not very likely to happen, so I probably won't use it. Like, I'm getting the summons mostly to help me with getting shiny materials later, and since we can just get shiny soots from stealing demon charms from Shadowcats, which it's a common steal, so since that's the case, I'm not really concerned about getting the black innate summons. They're just kind of there for me, you know. So, alright, we will remove that Ultra Nova, and then we will remove that Golem summon. Because in a moment, Draggy's going to have something else to stick in this slot. And then, as for you... I guess I could stick Purify in there now. I'll, like, fix everybody's element grids later. I'm not really worried about it for right now. We're doing fine with just the elements that we have, so... Alright, now, go down here. Okay. So there's one more item that I'm looking for, actually in the next destination that we're going to, like after we go. Like I said, our destination right now is Termina, but eventually we're going to go to someplace else that's up here on the island, so we'll do that. Oh, was my ship here, by the way? I forget. Did I land it here, or is it over in Termina? Because, I mean, I guess that would give us even more... Yeah, it's over in Termina. So that would give us even more reason to want to go to Termina, so there you go. And here's the Shadowcats. We do have to fight a few things here, though, because we have to make it up to where we found Skelly. Because he was inside of the skull of a dragon, and, well... Considering this is the place where we found Draggy's egg... I think you know how this is going to go. It's not going to end well for my poor boy. Alright, well anyway. Yeah, I guess I probably won't do much damage to these things because I'm also black innate. Oh, never mind. We're tearing a hole through them. That works. I probably should have had Holy Light or something on so that way I could deal some more damage to them than what I'm doing currently, but... No, there it is. He's already slumping over, so... I could always just cast Volcano in a second once I get to that point, so... There we go. Use that blessed magic stat, Draggy. Nice. Alright, so is this thing weak to the plasma pistol? I don't know, but that did heckin' damage. I will take it. More of that, please, Norris. More of that, please. Okay, well, I guess these guys dropped some fur for me, so now I finally won't have to be worried about not having enough. The hell is that thing supposed to be? Well, let's fight it and find out. Only one way to find out, and that's the easiest way. So. 210 Shaman. Okay. And there are several of them. Fair enough. Okay, well, I guess I won't be fighting any of the other ones because I missed my first hit, but that's fine. So, oh, good. You avoided getting burned there. That's good. Oh, yeah. I also only have level 4, so fair enough. You're not really going to deal a ton of damage, so yeah, that's pretty good. That's some pretty good damage. All right, Draggy, avoid this status for me real quick. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, just keep shooting. So anyway, I started blasting. Actually, Sun Shower. I think Sun Shower does about as much damage as Thunderstorm does. Might deal even more, honestly. I guess we can compare. I'll just go find another Teuton Shaman to fight, and we'll see. So we're at like 190. And then if we use Thunderstorm, we'll find out what else the damage looks like. So as you can see, even if you're using a hit, well, in that case, the black element wasn't resisted. Wow, 2,400 gold? That's not bad at all. But even if you're using a resisted element, you still deal pretty good damage if you just have a really powerful weapon and your strength is as high as Surge's is right now. It just overwhelms the enemy's defenses. It's too much for them, so... It's one of the reasons why you want to try to keep getting those mini levels for Surge. The more of them he gets, the better off he'll be in terms of his damage output. Although, to be fair, as I said previously, speed runs of this game, the break point is like 45 strength. If you have that, you can beat the whole game fairly easily. So we're only 8 points away from that, and we're going to get another point of strength in our next level anyway, so yeah. Well, today's been a sad day for several people. It's going to be sad for Lena when I tell her what happened to her father, but it's about to be more sad for Draggy. Sorry, buddy. And then that dodo sat on your egg like it was gonna be, like you were gonna be its child. Oh, don't be like that, man. Oh, I guess his mother's spirit is still around. I mean, this is the most saccharine thing and the most generic thing you could see happening to a child character in a video game like this, but it still hits my heartstrings a little bit. Maybe it's just because Chrono Cross has robbed me of wanting anything more complex from this video game at this point, but I don't know. Either way, for coming over here and finding out that his mother's soul will always be in his heart, Draggy learns his level 7 tech, Big Breath. This is why we gave him the Dreamer's Scarf, because now, if he hits 6 levels worth of attacks, he can use a level 7 tech that hits all enemies on the whole field. That's nuts at this point in the game. It'll deal probably even more damage than Sun Shower's dealing, and Sun Shower's already a stronger than normal level 5 tech, so we give him Big Breath, we hit the enemies with Sun Shower and Feral Cats. If they survive, they must be a Cybot from Fort Dragonia, because I can't think of anything that has more HP than that, so... Let's see, where is it? There it is, down here. So, yeah, we can stick that right in there. I'm not sure if you can move this once you stick it in there. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Unless we get another slot, maybe then I can move it. But this is the reason why I wanted to have him use all the traps first, because if I didn't, then we wouldn't be able to... If we slotted this into that slot, we wouldn't be able to use it again. And I mean, it would have been fine, because Surge has a slot for it too, but then I would have had to give Surge the Dreamer's Scarf as well, so... I figured I might as well just use it on Draggy. He's already got the scarf, so let's just do it while he's got it. Excuse me. Anyway, so that's it for here. Now let's head to Terminus so that we can see what the heck is going on here. Maybe get some more cash from this guy. I'm going to fight the enemies that give me big cash money prizes. Because why not? At this point, since I can't steal anything from the Shadow Cats, I might as well not even fight them. They don't give quite as much money as the other guys do, so, you know. Alright, let's see if we can get Big Breath going. There you go, Draggy. Nice work. Alright, let's give this a shot. Mama! Beat their ass! Yeah, the camera works a little sloppy, but that was 220 damage. That's a lot of damage for this point, and it's to all enemies as well, so... That was also a resisted hit. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. Those enemies are red innate, so that will deal like 280 damage to every enemy on the field right now. That's crazy. More of that, please. We can do it again. Because here we go again. There's another fight. But yeah, this place is probably pretty good for getting some extra money together, because since these guys give you 800 gold per Teuton Shaman that you kill, and the Demon Charms from the Shadow Cats, you can sell them for like 1,000 gold a pop, so that's nothing to sneeze at. Dodge the status. Good. Alright. Leave that there. Draggy, you're up. The other one. Nope. Okay. I guess we can Cough Mix instead. It's not going to be quite as strong, but we're not going to be able to hit every time. But when we do, boy howdy will it deal damage. Alright, Norris, you're next. Slumped over, slumped over, slumped over, so it doesn't really matter. Just shoot one of them. Because they will probably go down. God, I love this stupid gun. Oh man, takes me right back to the Fallout 4 playthrough with all the pistols that we used. It's just so strong for this point in the game, because you're just so used to it at this point in the game, being like, okay, well, I guess Surge is going to be the main damage dealer for most of the game, and then all of a sudden Norris just pulls out the alien blaster, and yeah, then all this happens. I'm just going to heal that right now, just so that we don't have to deal with that after the battle. One less, I think ointment is the item for the burn there. One less of those I have to spend, so might as well, you know. Getting a ton of weakens. I can probably either sell those or give them to somebody for decent money. Oh yeah, I guess the dodo that was here is gone now because that Shadow Cat has taken its place, so... I mean, we can kill dodos in the other world, I guess, with impunity, so it's not really a big deal, but... What was I going to check right here? I was going to check something. Oh well, I'll remember it later, I'm sure. Alright, so I think if I remember correctly, you can actually go into the Shadow Forest now if you have Fungi in your party, and you can find the mushroom in this version of the world that he ate in the other world to turn into a Mushroom Man. And where is my boat? My boat's nowhere to be found. Maybe Matcha finally took it back because she was like, well, Surge is gone, so I'll just take it back to Guldog with me. That would be a fair enough reason for me to want to go to Termina, to be fair. Like, then, I mean, I don't have a boat. I can't go anywhere, so... but yeah, I think you can go there if you have Fungi in your party and you're planning on using him as your yellow innate so that you can get his level 7 tech. And shortly we'll be able to get Norris's level 7 tech as well, but, well, we're not quite there yet, so... Oh, and actually, that was, I just thought of the thing, I think, the thing that I was going to do this with, which is I need to use the teleporter because I want to have Radius and Norris in the party for this part because both of them... Actually, I'm going to put Zappa in the party. It's going to seem weird at first, but I'm going to put him in the party because there's a scene here in Termina outside of the main story scene that we're going to see here where Zappa will be useful, and we don't have to go to where the story scene is until after we see that one, so... Let's put him in the party just for this part. So, where's my jaunty music? Well, unfortunately, in this world, the poor military has also taken over now, so... Oh. Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly. I mean, I would think a lot of people want to go drinking when all they're able to do is sit in their house and do nothing. Maybe they wouldn't want to drink in public, but, you know. We could also go talk to the fortune teller, but I'll do that in a few minutes. We can get some extra dialogue on the characters that we now have in our party. But we'll go from there. What happened to the kid looking at ships? Oh, okay. Yeah, so since Norris is in the party, the poor military units will all talk to us and give us, like, dialogue options with that, so... I was gonna say, I don't think you're going to be able to put out the fire in that forge. I'm pretty sure he'd rather die. I mean, he does have a gun, Zappa, but to be fair, you're a Retinate, and you have 2 weapons in your hand, so... Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Honestly, though, in this world, guns are not exactly as strong as they are everywhere else. It's not like he could just shoot him and then kill him immediately because, well, he has HP, so... Oh boy. Anyway. Actually, we would not like you to stop working. I have a project for you. So if you have Zappa in your party, yeah, you can cause them to have an I am thou and thou art I stare down contest. I don't know why they're overlapping sprites right now, but, you know, whatever. They can do what they gotta do. I think you have to have a rainbow shell in your inventory to get this scene. So, and what they'll do is they'll eventually be able to make this rainbow axe, which Zappa, Zappa can't actually equip a rainbow axe, but someone else that he knows can. Someone he's very close with. Well, supposedly very close with. Alright, rainbow weapons halfway through the game. Sounds awesome. But, yeah. Unfortunately, at the moment, Zappa's hammer that he has equipped, which is his smithing hammer, I don't know why you'd want to muck up your smithing hammer by whacking enemies with it, but whatever. It's too weak. He can't actually use it to hammer the rainbow shell into a form yet. It won't break it, or rather, smash it down so that it's in a usable form. We need a better hammer, and we can't buy one from the shop that's better than the one that he has. So we're going to have to go find one, or else we won't be able to make rainbow weapons. You can't find one until after you complete the Save Marble quest with Nikki over in the other world. And this is your cue to go and talk to them on Nikki's ship over at the SS Zelbes right now. Because if you don't go there before we go to the next destination, the next main dungeon, as far as I'm aware, it locks you off from doing the Save Marble quest forever, and you cannot get rainbow weapons on that playthrough. So go do it now. You have access to the Astral Amulet. Go get it done. Because otherwise you won't be able to make rainbow weapons. So, yeah. Do it now before it's too late. Because basically after the next major dungeon, that's when we're going to be going to fight the dragons so that we can get their blessing. So, yeah, go take care of all that stuff now. It's too important to save for later. Alright, so now we can bring Zappa out of the party. Let's bring in... I'm going to have Radius and Norris for the the cutscene. So let's bring in Draggy and Sprig real quick, because I want to see what the fortune teller's readings are for them. And then once we're done with that, we'll go and bring Radius and Norris so that they can get their fortunes read, and then we can go to the bar, because the bar is where the next major story event happens. So that's what we'll do. Actually, we managed today to stop on a pretty good point, because we're done with all the side quests we can do for right now, and on top of that, the next major story dungeon is right in front of us, but we haven't started it yet, so... Sure, let's see what the fortune readings are for... Actually, I should probably do it for Lynx as well, since he's not Surge, so... I guess he's getting the same reading as Surge, though, because it's Surge in Lynx's body, so I guess that's fair. Draggy. As I say, I think he's already kind of doing that, but there you go. Oh, you know the fortune teller, huh, Sprig? I was gonna say, she's just, you know, been hanging around in the space between time real quick. Why not? If I remember correctly, based on what the compendium says, Sprig is considered a mystic, which might not mean much if you don't remember the Chrono Trigger playthrough, and I don't blame you if you don't, it's been like 6 years. But mystics are the people that are the descendants of the Zeal Kingdom, if I remember correctly. So, but they were around in 600 AD, so like they're the people that followed Magus and Magus himself, basically. And Sprig is one of that number. So, there you go. And Sprig is like, that would, of course, since she's been around since before 600 AD, that would make her more than 400 years old. I don't remember exactly how old she is, but she's definitely got a few centuries on the rest of us. So. Alright, get these fortunes read. Oh, there we go. And then we can go to the bar. And I think you can also have Van, if you want him to get his level 7 tech, you can have him come here. Usually, to get the level 7 tech for any given character, you want to take them to their otherworld counterpart. In Lena's case, that's not the case, because we've already talked to the other Lena with Lena in our party, and we didn't get her level 7 tech, but we can worry about that once we get her back in the party, so... Well, what's that supposed to mean? Yeah, some of these are... Like, some of the ones for the earlier characters, they have a little bit more dialogue, but... A few of them, they're just kind of throwaway lines that don't really mean much. Well, that's why he's got us, to keep everything in line and to hold him up when he's feeling down because the world doesn't appreciate his honesty. I like Norris as a character, but for reasons that I can't really talk about just yet. I mean, he kind of, I guess in a way, I talked about this on the Discord server, he kind of reminds me of Enrique from Skies of Arcadia, but there's another reason why I like him that we probably, I don't think we'll find out until the bonus episode, actually, so. And he won't even be around for the bonus episode, but we'll still find out, so. Oh, hello there! It's not exactly me, but... Oh, okay. I think she's unlocking it because I'm in Lynx's body. And, well, obviously we have Norris with us as well, so that's a poor soldier, but... There you go. So she'll unlock this door, and... Oh, hey, Guile's here! What's up, Guile? Long time no see. Yeah, unfortunately, because we're in Lynx's body, he might remember Lynx vaguely from in the manor, because he was in the party in the manor, but since we're not Surge, he won't rejoin us, so. I don't think there's any other characters from the old party that you can just meet around the world, though. I mean, I can probably go check and see if Mach is in Guldove, but we're gonna need a boat first, so. But yeah, back here, near the Cask of Amontillado, I think there's a, there's the thing, or is it here? Nope, that's her bar. Hello, Mario? Ma'am, I'm trying. It's not letting me. There's supposed to be a way in here. Oh, there we go. I found it. I just had to wiggle my way around there for a minute. Ah. Zoa, you made it out of the fort okay. Yeah, but I'm not me. You're still you, but I'm not who you think I am. So you guys figured it out, huh? Well, good. Better than someone else I know. Oh, that's not actually him, but okay. Anyway. I'm not sure if Radius has any extra dialogue here. I just figured I'd bring him because he was a Dragoon at one point, so. Oh, okay. So what happened after that? I guess they found the broken scene that Link's left behind. Oh yeah, and after, you know, saying that he was going to kill Kid and then deciding he was going to kill her later and then saying he was going to kill me and then deciding he was going to kill me later and sending me to the temporal vortex, he then decided to take Kid with him instead anyway. Like, just make up your mind, please. It's like his brain is moving in two directions at the same time and he just can't control it. Oh, okay, well, it looks like Viper survived his wounds. That's good. I mean, I don't know how much longer he'll survive his wounds, but... Marcy, less talking, more curing. You're the blue innate here. You've got the cure spells. Marcy, you're getting distracted. Use Cure Plus. God damn it. Okay, never mind. I guess Karsh is going to use the healing spells because he's green innate. I can't really expect much from Marcy, though. She's like 9 years old, so... You know, she's just... I mean, she's not dumb, obviously. She's a whole Akasha Dragoon, but... Yeah, I can't expect a terrible amount out of her. Oh, okay. So do you think did they take over the manor, or they must have? Yeah. So what are you guys going to do about it? Okay, listen. You don't got to be racist just because he's here. Well, Surge. You could just say Surge. They already know it's me. Oh, okay. Yeah, Link's switched bodies with me. So. Well, you know, the enemy of my enemy and all that. It's not even that much, though. Karsh says here that he feels responsible, and so do all of the Akasha Dragoons. They feel responsible for what happened, so now it literally is the enemy of my enemy. They're my friend now, but before they become my friends, we have to help them in Viper Manor, because apparently Riddell is being held in the manor by the poor military, so if we can get her out of there, that will hopefully, first of all, help General Viper get back on his feet, and second of all, maybe then they'll all have an idea of what I should do and where I should go first. I mean, I gotta find the dragons, but I wouldn't know where to start looking other than the water dragon. Okay. You know, that's true, actually, because Norris from the other world should look just like Norris from this world, so we should be able to just sneak in with him in our party. So we're going to join forces with some of the Akasha Dragoons. Marcy is not here to join us, but to be fair, I wouldn't want her in the party anyway. I'm not a big fan of her, but you know. Okay. And this is another choice. You get to choose which of the Dragoons comes with you into the manor. You don't have to keep them in the party with you, but you can choose which one you want to join the party first. That being said, this is not a binary decision like picking which guide you're going to use to get into the manor. You get the other one after you're done in the manor. So just pick one, and then you'll get the other one. So I'm trying to think which one you probably should pick. I'd probably pick Zoa first, because then you can pick up the chest that's in there that only he can open. Karsh doesn't have anything in there in particular that you can pick up, so. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, we've got one of the dragon tiers now, the tier of hate. We don't have the second one yet, but I guess we'll try to figure that one out later. So we have the Another World version of a dragon tier. Maybe there's one in Homeworld too. No offense, Karsh, I would rather take Zoa with me. And it yells at you because Zoa speaks in all caps, so he joins your party in all caps. It doesn't capitalize his name there, though, so... Man, if I hadn't already used my one rename card for the game, I would definitely capitalize his whole name. So Zoa... I guess I could talk about him. He's really physically strong. He's not very strong on the magical end, but he's a brutish physical fighter. He hits really hard and has some really high HP and defense. Not so much magic and magic defense, which is pretty typical of most yellow innate characters, to be fair. Norris is kind of the exception rather than the rule. Most yellow characters are very physically oriented. The only problem with Zoa is that he is, unfortunately, alas poor Zoa, I knew him well, he's unfortunately susceptible to a glitch in the game because... So normally, when you have a level 3 physical attack, right, so that's your fierce attack, your strong attack, normally that has a multiplier in the formula for its damage. It has a multiplier of 20, so that's like a constant in the formula for the multiplier. If you use a boomerang or a rod instead, it changes that multiplier to 10, but you hit all enemies. So that's supposed to kind of balance out. Okay, it hits less hard, but it hits all enemies at the same time. For some weird reason, Zoa's flag for his level 3 attack is flagged as a boomerang or a rod, but he uses gloves as his weapon. So not only can he only single target people with his level 3 attack, he also only hits for the 10 constant instead of the 20 that everybody else that single targets gets. So his level 2 attacks are actually stronger than his level 3s. And that's a shame, because he would hit really, really frickin' hard if he could hit with anything above his level 2s. But that makes him virtually useless, and I am sad, because, I mean, he's a big brutish fighter. I would use him, but, yeah, no, he's just not. I mean, like, look at his strength, his res, I mean, his magic res, and his agility are pretty much where you'd expect it to be. He's almost got 400 HP, which is more than I have at this point, way more. So, yeah, he would be pretty good, but the glitch kind of just forces him to be not so good. I think there's a save point inside the manor, though, so we can just kind of quickly... Because we can go to the one that was in the barracks, and I think that one's still there. So we can just quickly pull him into the party, have him grab his tech, and then we can bring everybody else back into the party so that we can instead use this set of folks. But we'll have to save breaking into Viper Manor for the second time now in this playthrough, and this is even the same one. At this point, Lynx can't actually, like... Oh, okay, I was going to say save something here, but we can do that after this, so... Oh. Norris, you might want to hide because Norris is here. Hi, Norris. Say hello to, well, Norris. Yeah, about that. Yeah, there was some strange occurrences in there, too, so... I'm aware of him, yeah. This is going to take some explaining, isn't it? I don't think that's going to... I think he's just going to have more questions, actually. Commander Norris, are you arguing with Commander Norris? Oh boy. We can't just say it out in... Oh, okay. Wonder who this Grobik is. Maybe if I look at it backwards, it'll make more sense. Yeah, sorry, it's not on the screen anymore, but... Type out Grobik's name, G-R-O-B-Y-C, and then spell it backwards. And that's his whole character. Oh, boy. Okay, well, that went over far better than I thought. 2 characters now have, well, more than 2, but several characters at this point have met their other selves, and the timeline hasn't collapsed, and their brains haven't exploded, so that's probably a good sign. But will we be able to make it into Viper Manor again, and, I don't know, see if we can rescue Lady Riddell? And what purpose does that serve with helping us find the dragons? Find out on the next episode of Chrono Cross the Stream Edition, which will be happening, let's see, probably either Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure yet, at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I will let you all know tomorrow because I'll post up the schedule on Twitch, YouTube, and Discord tomorrow. Sorry, I just hit the pop filter like twice. Yeah, so tomorrow about 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I'll post the schedule for next week. And then we will return to infiltrate the manor again. Got some good stuff done today, though, so I'm happy with our progress. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I'll see all of you on the next one, which like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to be Sunday or Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time yet, but I'll let you all know. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. Kind of excited, honestly. This is, like I said, we're starting to... I have a lot to say. There's still some parts of the game where I'm like, okay, no, you need to stop doing this because it's just not working. It's like the stuff with Miguel today, but we're starting to get into the part of the game that I actually really enjoy. So look forward to that. That should be kind of nice to see for once. Say that like I haven't enjoyed any of the rest of the game. Oh boy.